Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
What? I was going to say, it's such a long, like, that ending where it's like rumbling a little bit. It's like, ooh, and it goes for a while.
And he doesn't know when to click us in.
Yes, I don't know when to click him in. I still have not figured it out, if you can believe that.
I can hardly believe you don't know when to click it in.
My God.
That's very surprising to me.
I put it on the tee for you. I deserve that one. You earned that one. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Whiskey 6 for May 8th, 2025.
Do not clap when you're talking.
May 8th.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to clap it out.
Did you all have a nice May the 4th and a Cinco de Mayo?
And Revenge of the 6th.
Oh, God.
Oh, I went super nerd there.
It's not a long stretch for you.
Nerd level 11.
Nerd level midnight.
Nerd level midnight, exactly. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. We got a great show for you tonight. It's going to be a fun time. Brandon from Whiskey Weather is here.
I cannot wait till we get to the round table.
Yeah, round table's going to be fun tonight. Yeah. You've got it. Do you have all your info? Like your superheroes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't you worry about that.
So let's see who's here real quick before we start bringing in our friends. We've got Chuck Norris. Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
What's going on? Gary McDonald. Good evening. Thank you for being here. Kevin A. That's Kevin A. Stry.
A. Stry. What's
How's
up,
it going, Kevin? This is a new name, Ken Rush. Cheers. Cheers, Kevin Rush or
no,
Ken Rush? Ken. There's so many Kevins. It's very confusing.
Yeah, I know. Names are hard.
Rob Walker.
What's up, Haas?
Rob Walker has been the man.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Walker got us so many good bottles.
Yes.
We got the Copper and Cast cigar batch.
The Wild Turkey 8-year.
The Wild Turkey 8 years coming Saturday. The Copper and Cast double oaked.
Oh, see, interesting. You didn't mention a third bottle to me when you.
Yes, I did. I said the Copper and Cast. The other one the cigar batch is that 20-year one.
Yeah.
That 20 years. I'm telling you all right now, everybody in the Whiskey Tube atmosphere or whatever. If you see the Copper and Cask cigar blend, the 20-year, 145 proof cigar blend, yes, it is a buy. It's $80.
It was
worth
delicious.
Every damn penny.
Do you know what was a surprise to me this week was the Curlies.
Oh, the EJ Curly we got this week. Yeah, that was a good one.
It was really, really delicious.
Tony C. Cheers, peeps. Cheers to you, sir. We have Seaway Whiskey Wire. What's up? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Buffalo Lou. We're also going to see Buffalo Lou on Saturday.
And I can't wait for a great big hug.
And Hanging AZ. Good to see you, buddy. Jim Turner. Jim, I've seen your name quite a bit this week. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. 4 Leaf Whiskey.
Hi, Stacy.
So nice to see you. Thanks for being here, lady.
She's been answering a lot of my questions that I've been asking on Bourbon School too. So thanks for that.
Have you been asking about Irish whiskey?
No, she's just chiming in.
Oh, you mean the questions like you put up for everybody? Okay. Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts, welcome.
Hi,
Brian and Deb. We're going to see them on Saturday. Good to see you. Subscribe to 4 Leaf Whiskey. Subscribe to Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts. Sugar Kitty. I just got a blind in the mail from Sugar Kitty that I don't have the key for yet.
Oh.
So he said when we need the key, we're ready to do. He's going to send us the key.
Okay, very good.
Is that your friend Marie?
Yeah, that's got to be Marie. Hi, Marie Persh.
What's happening? And B-Og, good to see you. Yes, that cigar, that 20-year Canadian is crazy. I mean, it doesn't drink like a bourbon. It's not quite as heavy and deep as a bourbon, but boy, is it tasty. It is really, really good.
Some of these tasting notes are really just heavy and deep.
That's how we like it around here. Sorry, guys. All right. So thank you all for being here tonight. We are going to have some fun and talk some whiskey and talk some other things like gorillas.
Yep.
So let's bring in our friends. First, let's start with
the guy who can do no wrong. I believe everything he says.
It's Myron. What's up, brother?
Hey, Myron.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How about you guys? What y'all sipping on tonight?
Okay, so this is a sample given to me that I won. I've never won anything on like the YouTubes before. Yep. The Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts were doing a live stream. I did the hashtag for the first time. I turned to Brian and I said, B, I'm going to win. And then I did. So This is the Fox and Odin Double Oaked batch 4.
How is it?
Oh,
it's good. That's from Ohio, and it is really good. They're in like a goofy shaped bottle.
Yeah,
You know, you're familiar with it, and it's really
Yeah.
good. I really enjoyed it.
Of course,
so
Myron's familiar with it. He knows everything, and he doesn't
that's
do anything
true.
wrong.
That's true. What about? And I'm sipping on the Bullet Bottle and Bond,
I think I'm going
which
to
I'm really enjoying these days. I really like that.
later.
bottle.
My second pour is going to be Penelope something. I'm jonesing for some Penelope tonight.
We're like,
Yeah, I had to get myself, and I'd be curious to see what Stacy thinks about this. I had to get myself some more of the Speyburn 15. I am in love with that bottle right now. It's a
Mm.
Scotch.
You have been high on that
It's not-
bottle.
Oh, yes, it is, man. It is. I'm curious to see what Stacy thinks.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
let us know, Stacy.
So Stacy in the chat, let us know what you think of that Speyburn 15. All right. So next up, let's bring in before he gets to another call.
Okay.
Before he gets taken out by
He's
another
got
call.
his mustache turned up
He
today.
in full Raleigh fingers mode tonight. It is
He's turned.
Bobby,
It's turned
Fat
up.
X Bourbon. Look
Total
at that.
turnt. It's turnt. Hey, so no,
It's
turnt.
I got axes out on the rigs, but I just bring my scissors.
Yeah, Bobby, this is
There we
like
go.
Perfect. There it is. You're banging it
There
out
we
with
go.
scissors.
Gotta have
That's
some
what she
noise
said.
at least.
a lot of
That's
times.
also what she said.
A lot of times, if Jesus, a lot of times if people like really amped up, I'll say it's at an 11. You are like at a 15 with that
Mhm.
stash.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Dude.
is-
It's
like-
turnt.
you look like you could be the front man for that band I sent
Dude,
earlier.
oh my gosh, dude. I felt
It's
like I had
okay.
to
It's
go.
okay.
I felt like I hit some holy
Cleanse.
water on me after that.
You had a
After that.
cleanse. You had a
Bob-
cleanse.
Bobby had to
I
go. I
did.
sent him a picture of Ghost, the band Ghost, and he had
I
to
was
go
like-
to confession just for seeing the picture.
Dude, I had to go pray. I had to kneel by my bed and pray. It's I'm like, oh, I gotta get that out of my eyes. It was burnt. It was
Nice.
turnt
It was
and
burnt.
burnt.
And burnt.
It was burnt.
Oh boy.
That was funny, dude. That was
I
funny.
saw Kevin. I
Yeah.
see. Yes,
All right,
Kevin.
and-
We're scissoring now on the Whiskey Six. What of it, sir?
We're missing one vital component. Of
Oh, dude.
that. So,
There's only one of me.
There's only one of you. So Bobby, obviously you're not drinking tonight. You're drinking that
Hey,
cool, clean.
Kirkland's best.
H2O. There it is.
Wonderful.
Kirkland's. Hey, just I'm bougie with the sparkling water though. I gotta go sparkling, man. I just like
And-
I like the carbonation.
In
just like it.
fairness, it is.
I like the
is,
sound. I like the carbonation. I just like it all.
it's Italian, so it's fancy.
It's
Right.
Italian.
You got to put your pinky up, sir, while you're drinking. There it is.
All right, let's bring in all the way
Cheers.
from Minnesota.
My favorite
Minnesota.
redheaded stallion.
From the Bourbon Note, it is Ben. Ben, what's going on?
You really are.
Dude,
You really
after
are.
listening, can I just get this out of my system after having to
Yes.
sit backstage for your intro? Hold on, this is gonna be like a few of these.
That's what
Okay.
she
Okay.
said. That's what she said. That's what she said.
There,
you
there
go.
were so
That's
many
what
of
she
them.
said.
Yeah.
I have one job to do here, and I am doing it well. That's what she
Yeah,
said.
That's what she said.
So you know what's
Exactly.
hilarious is I thought this is such a coincidence. I thought that the Star Wars thing might come up because of the May the 4th be with you, and I swear to God this is exactly how this happened. I was browsing on YouTube looking for the clip from the Righteous Gemstones of Uncle Baby Billy. He was like, "Go outside, nerd! Get on
outside,
it!"
I
And then-
love that.
Literally, I opened up my phone. Marie Ann, you had texted, by the way, do you guys watch it? And you put the GIF of that exact scene on there. And I went from looking for that scene to clip it for an audio clip
Amazing.
to opening up my text messages and seeing that message. I did not get the audio. So, but I literally was going to just keep that audio clip just in case Star Wars came up tonight. But I was backstage anyway, so it wouldn't have worked. But
Ben, it's because you and I, we ride on the same plane.
That's right.
that's
So
what I'm
you're
talking
always
about.
doing
Yeah.
this right here.
Absolutely.
There's not a better character than Baby Billy. Out there
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
great.
He is
And we
freaking
just
fantastic.
we just
finished
finished
the
the last episode tonight. It was a crazy episode. It was really good.
They need
Okay.
to make. They need to come back. They need to make more. It was great though. It was great.
It was
great,
really
great
good.
show.
Yep.
All right, Stacy. I don't know if you caught Myron. He is wondering about the Speyburn 15. He wants your thoughts on it because he is really high on it right now. He's actually. I'm going to say it. You are kind of simping for it.
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, look who's here.
Yeah.
Hey,
And-
but Sugar Kitty says that it's changing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hanging like Walton Goggins is great.
He's so good.
Absolutely
He's
fantastic.
a great. Oh, there it is, scissoring again. We're
Oh,
scissoring
boy,
again.
Jesus. Okay, let's move on. Let's bring in our fifth member.
Resident cowboy.
On time as usual. Sean from Whiskey
barely.
Wars and Marshmallow. What is up,
You
sir?
made it. We're
Not
still
much.
doing intros. You're great.
I,
What up, Sean?
I skipped dinner, so oh well, we'll be all right.
Oh,
Here's people.
you can eat on stream. That's
Yeah,
not a
I don't
big
know,
deal.
it feels rude.
Come on,
No.
Ben. That's what she said.
Oh,
That's what she
Here's
said.
people. I'm starting with a beer tonight.
I got a beer
Oh,
here too,
Bobby,
Sean.
Bobby. Yes.
Bobby with the
demonetized.
scissoring.
If Ween
Hey.
doesn't sue our asses, Bobby's gonna get us demonetized.
Hey, these are actual scissors.
That's
What
right.
kind of name
This
is
is
Ween?
That's the name
this
of
is
the band.
the medical
That's the
portion
name
of the show. This is
Ween.
your EMS scissors.
All right, minute 15.
Yeah, nothing
Oh, boy.
is here, folks.
No, nothing at all. All right. So Sean, you're starting off with a beer and name only. That looks like a Miller Lite to me. So
Yeah, well, I mean, so I got pretty heavy into it last night, so I'm going to be going light tonight.
he's gonna drink like a gentleman.
And
tonight.
I actually went light all week in preparation for this weekend. So
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
Okay. So let's go ahead and bring in our guest.
Cheers,
You
Sean.
guys know him from Whiskey Weather, weatherman and whiskey expert extraordinaire. Brandon, let's bring him in. Brandon, I'm gonna put you in the middle here.
Oh,
There we go. There you go.
Brandon, what's up?
What up, y'all? Thanks for having
How's
me.
it going?
What's going on?
no, the other
Cheers,
way,
brother.
Bobby. He's to your left. He's to your.
I know.
He's your right.
He's your
there
right,
you go.
yeah.
You're right.
Everything's just opposite. You know how it is.
Well, that's
Cheers,
how it is
brother.
on a green screen.
Hey,
I
high
know it's
five, Brandon. High five, bro.
See, you're on
other
that
side, Bobby. Bobby, other side.
not on my screen.
Oh,
You're touching the edge of the screen now.
sorry, it's Bobby's first
I'm
time.
going to high five. Here we
That's
go.
why it's scissoring.
We're all high five.
Yeah, he got carried away with the scissoring, so he's a little,
his brain is a little cloudy
he's a
now.
little
He can't
rambled.
get past
Yeah, yeah.
Been a long day.
Right. Hey,
it. Devil
Well,
worship and
cheers,
sizzling.
Brandon.
Bobby just can't.
I believe
Cheers.
it's the first
Thanks
time
for
we have
having me.
met, so cheers.
It is.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
yes. And Brandon, is there anybody so I'm Brian and this is Marianne from Bourbon School. You obviously know Bobby. Down below us is Myron from Bourbon Drop, then Sean from Whiskey Wars, and Ben from Bourbon Note. So everybody, Brandon, everybody.
Great
Hello,
bunch
everybody.
of fellas here.
So welcome, Brandon.
seems-
Thank you so much for agreeing to come on with us and have some
Thanks for
fun with
having
us
me.
here. Absolutely. So before we get into anything, I wanted to give you a chance to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about
What
your
up?
channel and kind of what you're all about.
I am Brandon, if you didn't already get that. And the whiskey weather part comes from the fact that I am a meteorologist. I'm a TV meteorologist in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, dude.
Did I freeze? Oh, there we go.
No, you're
Nope,
good. You're good.
You're good.
Freeze on my side. But yes, I do the weather on the local ABC station in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the Channel 9. Been here
Okay.
for about 3 years. Been doing the whiskey thing for about 7 years, but whiskey weather officially began in 2022. So
Okay.
that's my story. I'm from the
Right on.
Chicago Burbs,
Nice.
but I've been all over the place with work: Duluth, Minnesota, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Alabama, and now here in the Queen City.
Right on.
Oh, well,
just
Buffalo's
like,
also
just
the
like
Queen
Buffalo.
City.
Just like Buffalo.
And so is Charlotte. So there's 3 queens.
Okay, awesome.
Have you ever seen the weatherman that like incorporates lyrics to songs into his weather report?
down in Houston.
love
Yeah.
him.
So I used
He's
to do that in Sioux Falls before
Oh, yeah?
he did that, before TikTok was a thing, but also I got in trouble for it. So I stopped.
Oh no.
So he gets followers and you get in trouble. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was the
what's up with
station
that?
that I used to work at, man.
That's
Oh,
cool.
And thank you. Thank you,
Uptight
Spirit Kid.
station managers in Sioux Falls. That's what I have to say.
Yeah.
Sioux Falls
well,
always makes me
there's a reason
fun.
why that station doesn't exist.
Oh,
because they don't have
All
you
right.
anymore. So you know,
Hey.
That's right. That's right. Sugar Kitty, thank you for dropping the link. And guys, if you're not subscribed to Whiskey Weather, I'm sure most people are. But if you aren't, go ahead and subscribe to all these channels here, and subscribe to the Whiskey Six also.
Let's
Yes.
get into it.
So
Let's get in.
So Brandon, are you the morning weather guy, evening?
I'm the Swiss
Nice.
Army knife, Myron. I'm the
Okay.
Swiss Army
Okay.
knife. I work weekend evenings currently. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I work the noon and the 4 o'clock show. But then if somebody's on vacation or sick, I'm the guy who fills those shifts.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So I know you're huge
Golden
into
plug.
baseball. Do you ever get to plug in sports?
I've almost done sports once, just because the sports guide wasn't there yet, and I was like, "Oh, I'll read sports if they need me," and he literally came in 10 seconds.
Oh, son of a!
I thought it was going to be my moment, but no, I haven't done that yet.
Almost a
I have
Veronica
covered.
Corningstone moment for you.
Yes.
Got it. San Diego, a whale's vagina.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, you're good. No, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Anyone else before we get going?
What,
Okay.
you didn't ask
No.
anything.
No, I was saying, is anybody, because they asked questions of Brandon. I was seeing if anybody else had questions for
Oh.
Brandon.
Okay.
Okay.
There we
Bobby
go.
with the scissoring
Sorry.
again.
All right,
Damn
Ben.
it, Bobby.
Ben.
Sorry.
Next week you've got to have. Next time you've got to have now a friggin' sound clip for scissoring. Good luck
Well,
with that. One.
Hey,
I'm going to do a lot of research on the World Wide Web there to see if I can find audio clips.
Is it wet and squishy?
Why don't we share the load and you can just share all
We
the
are not
research
sharing
with
the
us?
what?
She said.
We are not
Excuse me,
sharing
what?
the load. We are not sharing the load.
You guys
people.
are terrible. This is like being in.
You're
a-
right,
it's like
Marianne. I
everything-
have no interest in sharing the load. So
That's
No.
what she said.
I barely want to share it.
I thought we were all friends here, jerks. Okay.
Hey, real quick before we move on, I know
Yeah.
you're a guy, and he talked about viral weather people on TikTok. I ask that everyone please look up Shelby Schaubel on TikTok, and
Okay.
you'll see why she's viral.
Oh, boy.
Just wanted to do you guys a
Myron.
favor with that one. What? I just wanted to do you guys.
Oh,
a favor.
I'm
Myron.
thinking-
I bet you
I'm
6
thinking
of the 7 people on this panel are really going to appreciate
Spain
that. search.
or Russia. I'm just guessing.
Yes.
I don't mean.
No, American, and you will see Shelby. Let me spell it out: SHELBI SCHAUBLE.
I got
Please
it.
look her up on TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Shelby Schaubel. You'll see why she is viral.
Kim Kardashian.
All right. She's excellent.
Are you trying to say that's what I should start doing on TV?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, that bright yellow dress, Brandon. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Whoa, jeez.
Okay.
Well, we've gone completely
found
off
it.
the rails here.
Yeah,
We
that's all right.
haven't
don't
even
say.
started and it's already off track.
So
Okay.
since we're kind of having
God.
a little more of a grown-ups themed, can I interject something that's kind of disgusting here real quick?
Sure, Ben.
Go for it, Ben.
So I did some like calculations in my head, and per our conversation on my live stream last night, I believe that half past a monkey's ass and quarter to his balls would be 9:45 or 3:15, depending on the position of the monkey relative to the observer.
Okay.
I spent time on this last night, and I came with those are the two most logical.
As Brandon's rethinking why he's on this show.
like,
So far as I
Speaking
know,
of
why
quarter
am I?
after 9.
He's thinking if
I
he
told
can
you it was
down,
disgusting.
he can down.
We were all warned. Okay, let's get on here because we don't want to get Brandon in trouble because he actually has a job that's like public facing.
Brandon's
Only
gonna
for
be
18
like,
more
"Oh,
days.
shit,
We're
weather
good."
emergency. We're having a blizzard. I gotta go, guys.
Storms?
All
You guys say what?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's talk Whiskey Tube in general because this
All
is
right.
something we've talked a lot about, like amongst our chats and when we're backstage and stuff. But I think this is something I think all of us could actually get feedback from people watching and see what they think and where they think it's going. I don't think I'm like letting out a state secret that it's kind of slowed down a little bit, right? Like it's the views, the subscriptions, like just talking to people, and I see it on our channel too. Like things have slowed down a bit, and you are seeing that there are channels that are kind of switching their perspective. We got people doing reaction videos to other WhiskeyTube videos. We've got people kind of switching gears on the subject matter, like David and Jamie, who do some whiskey still, but now they're the one row, and he does all kinds of stuff. He's done everyday carry and prepping stuff and all kinds of stuff. And you can kind of sense that people are shifting, kind of trying to get ahead of the game. So like my question is, where do you think this is going, and what do you think are like viable avenues to shift to, whiskey or otherwise, if you want to stay in this kind of environment? Or do you just have to keep doing what we're doing, but you just need to do it well, or find a different slant on it? Like what do you guys think? We'll start with
our guest.
We'll start with Brandon.
Damn, on the spot. I don't know. I honestly haven't seen it really drop as much. Honestly, I'll say the last couple of months have been my best months. So maybe I just have full disclosure. I'm a TV meteorologist, but in 18 days, I don't have a job. So,
oh no.
Yes, I'm going all in on the YouTube thing here in a couple of weeks because I don't have a job going forward. So hopefully it's not dying. But seriously, I think it's a lot of time, a lot of energy. It's putting out content that people want to see. For sure. Connecting with them. Connection is the biggest thing. And if you're not able to connect with your audience from the TV side of things, right? They can choose how many different whiskey channels are there.
Right.
A lot of them. And that could be part of it, right? Oversaturation. What makes you stick out different? There's different niches. Bourbon School, you're teaching about this stuff, and that's great, right? And just different. I mean, nobody's got an axe that's beating the hell out of the table, right? So something that sticks out. Honestly, I think you just need to be genuine. Not that I'm saying you guys aren't. I just think the more genuine you are, there are a lot of people who don't drink whiskey that will watch just because of the genuine nature of being who you are. I'll say it for the TV side of things. There are 4 TV stations here in town. So a viewer theoretically has 4 options. Here on YouTube, they've got countless options, but they choose to get their information from who? I'm giving probably close to the same weather report as the other station. I may see things a little differently, so I'll have my own spin on it, but they're watching for me. They're not watching for the information. They're just watching because they like the way I give the information. So finding your own genuine way of delivering it is my best advice. And that's the one thing that I would say is, sure, we may have to make tweaks in how we do things here and there, experiment, find what works, find what doesn't, and actually be able to put yourself out and do something and believe in yourself about it.
Nice. Okay. Bobby, anything from you?
I'll say I kind of I see what you're saying. I think maybe overall, but I'd agree. Maybe I'm a similar answer to Brandon, where my channel's been growing faster over the last few months, and my Patreon's been growing fast too, actually. But I have slowed down on TikTok because I just don't care about TikTok. I do it as a necessary evil type of thing. I mean, and to be honest, I started out with YouTube, and then when nobody knows you're just brand new, you got no subscribers, it's freaking hard on YouTube. We know that, all of us. And then TikTok is a little easier. And all of a sudden you get 1,000 subscribers or followers, and all of a sudden you can go live. And then it blows up from there. TikTok, everyone, if you don't have 5,000 followers on TikTok, you're really doing something wrong. Really, it's just easy. It's probably the easiest one to get followers on. But then I went over to Instagram, and then YouTube that helped me grow YouTube, actually. And to be honest, I'm thankful because they all help YouTube grow, and I want to grow the YouTube and the Patreon. And it seems to be working because now I have the bottle shop and the badaxbourbon.com and I've got affiliates and people are contacting me for affiliate sponsorships now and all that stuff.
Yep.
So it's happened. It's actually been great for me. It's been better the last few months, probably 8 months.
Good.
But I can see overall at what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
There's a lot more every day. There's like, who's this person? Who's this person?
Yep.
To be, yeah.
And you can definitely see the growth of the channels. Like the later they come in, the slower they're growing for sure.
For sure.
And
For sure.
And we were very lucky at the beginning to grow very fast, and now it's kind of like it's slowed down a little. But like I think a lot of that is saturation too.
I think so.
Ben, what about you?
I think the views for just like standard reviews have kind of slowed down a little bit.
Right.
I kind of for the last couple months have been putting up a lot of the bourbon hunting shorts. I kind of been leaning back into that again. And that draws a lot of people. It draws a lot more views, and so it boosts up. So I've had a pretty good couple months. It's definitely slowed down now. There was a peak, and now it's kind of slowed down a little bit again.
I agree with that.
But, you know, I was thinking about this a couple nights ago, or a couple weeks ago, I should say. Like, where am I at right now with the channel? Like, obviously, I make content because I want people to see it. So I'm not going to sit here and say I don't care if people watch my videos, because I make it because I'd like people to see it. Otherwise, why the hell would I make the content if I don't want somebody to maybe get some value out of it and enjoy it? But at this point, like I kind of look back at like when we first started this channel and what kind of our goals were and everything, and I've gotten everything I set out to get from this channel. You know, I've told my wife this story a couple times. But like I remember watching a video. It was on it was either Whiskey Tribe or Whiskey Vault, you know, because they have the two channels. And it was this was when I kind of first got into whiskey, and I kind of knew a few bourbon channels, and there weren't a ton of channels out there. But there was a video from the Whiskey Tribe from the Bastards Ball, and it was like all these channels that I watched. It was like Bourbon Night, It's Bourbon Night. It was Bourbon Junkies, Bourbon Sane, Scotch Test Dummies. And it's like I noticed in the video that they're all hanging out and chatting. They all knew each other. And I didn't really know that was a thing, that all these channels kind of knew each other. I didn't know like doing something like this was a thing that people really did. And so I thought that was really, really cool. And I was like, well, if I ever start a channel, because this is before I had one, like I'd like to get to that point where I can, you know, kind of join this conversation and get to know other people, you know, that are kind of in the space. And I've gotten all that. You know, I am sitting here with all of you guys that I consider legitimate friends in my life.
Right.
Because I talk to you guys so often, and we hang out and we do this every couple weeks. And, you know, so I guess if it slows down on the viewership, as long as people keep showing up for stuff like this, I'm going to keep doing it, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Sean, what about
and
you?
as long as all the people, because like when I do my live streams, like there's always the handful of like ride or dies, or there's always a handful of people like in the comments on a video that are the same, that watch every video and always, you know, converse back and forth with me. And it's like, as long as those people keep showing up, then that's worth it for me.
Todd, what is up? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in tonight.
Hey, cheers, Todd. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Todd.
Sean, anything on this?
Yeah, well, I mean, as everybody knows, I'm not really making recorded content anymore and haven't in a while. You know, I just kind of do the occasional pop-up live. But I mean, kind of very similar to what Ben said. You know, I mean, I really just do this for fun. You know, I enjoy hanging out with you guys. As Ben said, I consider you guys my friends, and I mean, I've made a lot of friends doing this whiskey tube thing. So more than anything, it's just kind of hanging out with my buddies now. So.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of something to do when I'm home rather than just watch TV. This is way more entertaining to me than
I barely watch TV anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I mean, for me, this is just like entertainment and just kind of having fun with the community and hanging out. Yeah. I mean, if I decide in the future to try and grow the channel, then fine. But I mean, you know, we all know it's a long grind to get to a point to where it has any kind of meaningful impact on your life. And I don't really care to invest that kind of time. So, you know, yeah. And also, as Ben said, I kind of got what I wanted. I got to write off a bunch of whiskey on the government. So, you know,
Yep.
that was the main goal going in. And also, like Ben said, I didn't know that there was this community, and then I met all you guys, and it's been awesome. So, you know, it's a win.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's a pretty good deal too, getting the government to.
All right, Myron, it's
take
your
care of
turn,
your-
even though I'm still a little mad at you.
Why not?
What did Myron do?
Well, Myron knows what he did. Thank you.
No. Yeah, I forgot. I should go back to that.
No, I do think it's slowing down some. At least for me, it comes and goes. I guess you could say it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
It just depends on the type of content I put out. But you're right. The basic reviews don't do as well as they used to. Brian must have looked up what I told him to. Anyway, the basic reviews don't do as much as they used to, but all of the hunt videos, they always seem to do well. The opinion piece videos seem to do well, but I do it because I like it and I have fun doing it. And like Bobby was saying about how TikTok was a job. Like when I started trying to do Patreon and I got like my first 3 Patreon members, I was kind of glad that it only got up to 3 and I only had it for a month, because that became a damn job, because I was trying to put out content for YouTube, content for Patreon, and then I wasn't going live either. So it was like, man, it was like, it started to become a lot. And I was like, this is starting to feel more like a job and less like something fun that I like to do.
This is more work than my real job for sure. This is more work than the job I'm doing this from.
I will tell you, it takes up more headspace for me than my job, for sure.
He's thinking. He really thinks about it all the time.
And I will say I've been pretty. I said to Maria when we started, I want to have fun doing this, and when we got to 1,000, I was like, okay, 2,000 is like a great number. I want to get there, and I'll be happy, and I have been pretty happy.
But he's always looking to
when
go.
you get like Myron says, like when you get in the ebbs and flows. When you're in the ebbs, when you're in the downturns, it's like you get so frustrated with it because it was rolling so good, and then it picks up and you feel better. But like that up and down is very frustrating. And Bobby has it right. Like YouTube is difficult, and like you never know when things are gonna when the switch is gonna flip, and you're gonna be like in the downturn for a little bit for a couple of weeks, and then you come out of it, and it's a very frustrating thing to figure out. And that, I think what bothers me is I cannot figure out
the code. But okay, so what I'm going to say to that is that we're to Brandon's point about, staying true and staying consistent. I don't personally think for our channel, I want to switch up the ethos or we're doing. Like, I don't want to change the content. I want to keep doing what we're doing. We're 3 teachers who teach about bourbon and talk about what we enjoy on I wouldn't say a budget, but there's we try to do affordable bourbon for the common bourbon drinker, right? Yeah. And so I think there's still a niche for that, and I still think that there's a creative way to do that, and you just have to keep coming up with ideas within that bubble. Yeah. And so
one thing for you guys, not to interject, there's always going to be new people aging into the drinking age, right?
Correct.
So just because you've done something already, you're teaching a new generation about it.
That's
There's always going to be more and more people.
Yeah.
And I think we can stay within that teaching topic and then come up with subcategories. So I have pushed Brian to stay on topic, and I'm like the ideas person. I'm always trying to come up with different. I call them segments or series that we can do.
Just like my producer does the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything that gets views, it's a great idea that probably wasn't mine. It came from my house, but it wasn't me.
Right.
So I just think, to Brandon's point, I think we stay the course.
Yeah, and Brandon is also right about, like, we have gone back to just like, we've done a lot of videos in the last few months about very basic things like what is barrel proof and what is bottle and bond, because you're right, there's always new people coming to it, and even if we did it 3 years ago, they might not find that. So we juice it up a little and do it again.
We have a new segment coming.
Yeah.
For sure. We have a new segment coming up called Bourbon and Bullshit. And
Bourbon or bullshit.
And you can, it's awesome, right? I have idea upon idea of stuff that you can do to expound on that. And it's a series that you can take for a very long time.
Yeah. The neck pour will be part of that, Ben.
It is one of our concepts. So
Bullshit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about
Brandon,
getting
did you
into,
just say the neck pour is
voiceover work.
bullshit?
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
gosh.
Yes, nice.
Here's the neck pour. Guess what?
I think you've got like
Dude, I do the same thing, Brandon. I do the
That's
same
exactly
thing.
what
It's not in the
says.
neck anymore, right? Like,
yeah, right.
You know,
It's
Brandon,
the-
I won't name names, but I know a fella that flips the bottle upside down like you just did every time to try and get rid of the neck pour.
Oh my god.
I do that because it makes a better pop.
Say that.
Yeah.
Usually, not with the synthetic corks, but
Well, Brandon, your points level with me as far as liking your channel just went up even more than it already was. I am an avid neck pour denier, and I will die on that hill.
I agree, man. I agree.
Dan
Well,
asked
Myron, I see what you did there.
Dan asked a question. Did anyone else? I'm not here to bang on
Oh, no,
another
no, no, we're
channel,
not gonna
but
do that.
I will say for me, I did not stop watching Whiskey Row because the kind of content David's doing, I enjoy.
Oh, Brian,
Like,
actually,
I love it.
If you're a fan of Whiskey 6, a couple of weeks
We
ago,
did Everyday Carry
we
a few
did
weeks
Everyday
ago,
Carry
yeah.
based on the Whiskey Row. So,
Yeah.
like,
I really-
their content's still relevant.
Right. I
For
like
sure.
the direction he's going in, and he still does whiskey with it. So, I mean,
I think
I'm good with it.
they have a good following. What they're putting out is good stuff, and I think they have good ideas. They have good content ideas
Yeah.
overall.
There
Yeah,
are other people. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, me and David, although our channel numbers are very different, me and David kind of came up around the same time, and David's a great guy. Every time I've had any kind of interaction with him, he's just a genuine dude.
Both
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
I
so.
like the people.
And so I
Yeah.
really hope that they continue to be successful with what they're doing, and
Mhm.
hopefully people
Yeah.
support them because
The only,
I mean my thing is there's a lot more to life than just whiskey. So why not talk about that too?
for
Yeah.
sure.
Right, exactly.
The only
Which
thing
is-
I want to do is meet Jamie so that she knows that I'm Brian's wife and not Lauren.
Well, weren't you on the episode with them?
No, I was behind the
well,
camera. I was
we're gonna have to have
producer.
them on again. It's tough now because we do Thursday nights, but maybe we can work it out and do like a
Sure.
simulcast or something. That might be
She was shocked that Brian and Lauren weren't married. Crazy.
She's probably not the only one though until you were on with us.
Yeah, I'd say
For
there's
sure,
a lot of
for
people
sure.
And
that
it-
made
I
that.
mean-
Understood. I know.
honestly, in fairness, for
I thought it was a
you-
father-daughter team.
I didn't exist.
Yeah, right.
Ah, Myron.
What did he say?
Yeah.
He said, I thought they
So
were
what's funny
father-daughter.
is when people
Set it
see
up
me
next
on with
corner.
my wife, they go, "There's no way that she married you." They're like, "You went way above your belt."
So Brandon, Myron's really witty joke is because we have gotten. I don't know if you've seen Lauren. She's our other co-host, but it was just me and Lauren at the beginning, and Lauren's 15 years younger than she's 35.
Yes. Yeah, 36
And-
now.
36, but we got more than one comment on videos that were like, "Oh, it's nice to see a father and daughter enjoying this together."
My poor husband.
I was
Oh
like,
my "Gosh, dude."
but yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So thanks for opening that old wound, Myron. All right,
Do what
So
we can,
let's-
right?
right, exactly. You guys can have that one forever.
Well,
I
listen,
celebrate it.
I appreciate it because now Myron has earned a couple points back after what he did earlier today.
Myron, you got a lot of points for me tonight, brother.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so let's get
That's my
into.
man.
Myron, you're hurting me so bad.
All right, so
That's
let's
what
get into
she
this,
said.
guys. There was a big announcement from Buffalo Trace. It was huge. It's like going to change the whiskey world, and that is the latest
Huge
ingredient.
news, huge, very huge.
ETAC offering is going to be, drum roll please,
Joy to the world.
E.H. Taylor Bottled in Bond, which
They're gonna come with a
is
tube.
yeah, right, better. What
It
the
better.
hell?
Better come
Like,
with you.
no, I have one right here.
Oh.
So it's going to be E.H. Taylor Bottle and Bond. I don't know a lot of details. Like, we don't know if it's like, okay, is it going to be a single barrel? Is it going to be batched? Is it going to be? It's not going to be barrel proof because they said it's bottle and bond. It's going to be 100 proof. So that to me was a weird, like, kind of pick. So, like, what do we think about this? Is this like kind of like, well, guys, we just need a new BTAC. Let's just pick something. Like, it does not seem very thoughtful to me because the only thing that they've said that's going to be different is it's going to be aged a little longer, which I just don't I don't get it. So let's start. I'm going to go down. We'll go down and around clockwise.
Yes.
No, down and around counter.
Woo!
Myron, are you going to be waiting in
Nope.
line and
Well,
spending
that's
your
what she said.
tickets?
We're gonna go down.
Seriously, I cheered about it. I friggin' cheered about it. Myron laughed and nothing, Ben, nothing.
Here's the meat too.
Oh, I was muted. I'm sorry. I hit the button, but I was muted. Brandon, thanks for filling in for me with the "That's what she said." I appreciate
That was
it.
good. He was
I'm here to help. Ben. I'm here to
Brandon, you
help.
were right on it. That was great.
That's
Myron,
also what she said.
Myron, you waiting in line or going to raffles to get a E.H. Taylor bottle and bond?
You know, I said this on my video the other day. I said that I think my days of waiting in line are over. I did that back in the day. That's actually how I got. It's not behind me now. The E.H. Taylor single barrel that I got, the first E.H. Taylor I ever got, and that's how I got it. And I really wanted the George T. Stagg. That's really why I stood in line. But I think my days of standing in line overnight are over, man. Like I'll go early in the morning and stand in line, but camping out, yeah. And I didn't even camp out that time. I got there like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. But do you think, is this exciting you at all? The E.H.
Not
Taylor
really.
B-Pack? No.
I do like the small batch. The small batch is great. The single
Yeah.
barrel is great. Dave got me a couple samples
talking about
of batch 12 and 13. And, I've yet to try them. But, I do like E.H. Taylor, but this being a B-Tac, like what is it going to be? The 20-year-old E.H. Taylor?
Yeah.
I mean, like what's going to make it so special? I'm kind of interested to see what they're going to do to make it really be a B-Tac bottle, but
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And if anybody has heard, as I get
They'll
to
charge
if
you
anybody
$1,000
has
more
heard-
dollars than it's worth. That's what they'll do.
That's
Exactly.
That's
It's
what
all
makes
about-
it BTAC.
It seems to me that with these bottles, it's just more about status than actually enjoying and having them.
Yeah.
Because like if you have a bottle like that on your shelf, are you going to drink it? Are you going to like nurse it?
Well,
like
people will drink it. I just don't think it's a necessary bottle.
No.
It just seems silly.
I don't know, for consumable, for something that you're not,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Sean,
just not for
anything
me.
on the E.H. Taylor BTAC?
It literally changes zero things in my life at all.
That's a surprising answer. I find that hard to believe, Sean.
If this announcement never happened, it would
Yeah.
be exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, Buffalo Trace, got to give it to them. They are the kings of marketing, and they continue to
Yep.
be so. I dislike them very much for that, but it is a thing that they're good at. But so yeah, I mean, I guess good on them. One thing that I saw Bourbon saying, he put out a video on it, and one thing that I thought he made a point of that is kind of interesting is that it kind of does enshrine E.H. Taylor, the man himself,
Right.
which is nice. I think that's
Yes.
deserved. Yeah, so it's kind of cool that it makes him gives him more prominence. But outside of that, I don't care at all. I mean, I rarely drink the ones I have. I just think there's better bottles for the money, so I don't care.
Okay. Ben, anything on that?
Again, it's another whiskey I'll never get a hold of anyway. So I guess they could have said anything, and it would have been pretty much, the same reaction. But that being said, yeah, I didn't find that to be a particularly exciting choice because at Bottled and Bond you're stuck at the 100 proof, like you were saying, and
Right.
Yeah.
so maybe it's going to be an 18-year or whatever, but you can get an 18-year Knob Creek. You can get a 16-year Old Granddad,
Right,
yeah.
So what are they going to do to really make this special? And the truth is, it's probably not going to be all that special,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Bobby, anything?
I know.
So-
I know
Oh,
you guys
sorry,
are not
Ben.
excited about this, but I plan on tatering out pretty hard for that Knob Creek 21 year if it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Oh.
We were,
I'd be interested in that. Ben.
bourbon night or deck night on the patio or deck night. What are they called? Deck night on the rocks. That
You're
channel?
combining channels now. Deck Nine
Yeah.
Rocks, and then
Night on a
Yeah.
patio.
and then-
They put out a thing like, how much do you think this is going to be for that Knob Creek 21? And I said, I think it's easily over 200. I mean, it's going to probably be 250. That 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
probably.
210. I'm thinking
Because the
like
18
210.
The 18 is 180, right? So
Yeah, so it seems like they tried to do that 10-year per eight.
But what about the
$10
OGD
per
16
year
was
thing.
200.
Okay.
yeah,
The what?
That makes sense.
The
Myron.
OGD 16 was 200 though.
which
Well,
was
yeah, you're
insane.
right.
It was good, but that was not $200 good for sure.
I know what's going to happen.
What?
What is it?
I know what's going to happen. They're going to
Okay,
create
Bobby.
a new category, and they're going to do a barrel-proof bottle and bond. Doesn't matter what it actually means. They're just going to put that on there. It's going to be.
They're just going to change some laws.
You know, like the double single barrel shit. You know, all
Yeah,
that
right.
crap, you know,
Yeah.
they're going to come up with it.
Barrel.
It's going to be. This is a
Lux Row.
barrel proof and bottle and bond. It's a barrel proof bottle and bond, and then it's going to be 58 years, and it's going to be $72,000. and you might know somebody that dad has it. That dad has it.
There you go.
And then you'll find out that it never really existed. It was all a hoax. And then someone's going to come up with it. You know, like every year someone has this Weller bottle that's like a purple and says it's the Prince in the 2000 Prince and the Revolution edition. You know,
Bobby weaves the web.
Wow.
Bobby, you weave such a
We
web.
need to get a picture of
I'm
Bobby.
just telling you, it's
Yeah.
going to be a bunch of crap. But you know what? At some point, I'm going to get a pour of it. But I'm not going to buy it.
I think when he's telling a tale like that, he needs to pinch his mustache.
Hey, you know what it is?
Bob. Come on, Bob. Come on.
Yeah, see?
I can't see. Brian is on a different screen right now.
But
I'm not-
you know what
We
though? I'm glad they're adding to it. I'm not, and I am, because it's going to create more content for us to talk shit about it. It's to say hey, maybe it's really good. Oh, this is really good. I still wouldn't pay that for it. You can get it for MSRP. Someone falls in my lap, I get it for MSRP. Yeah, probably, because it'll probably never happen again. But it's going to create content for us. So, what my real question is,
Big time,
what's the next bottle going to be? What are they going to put up there now? They're going to do a freaking benchmark. Now they're gonna do a BTAC benchmark now. What are they gonna do?
We
What's
need
the next
somebody.
one? That's the real question. What's the next one?
We need somebody to superimpose Bobby's head on this picture right here. That is
right.
Bobby explaining E.H. Taylor to everybody.
There you
E.H. Taylor
go.
There it is.
For sure.
There we go. There's my rant.
All
There's
right,
my rant. Go ahead. Your turn.
I liked
Brandon.
it. I was here for it, Bobby. I was here for
I
all
was
of
here
it.
for it.
That was great.
With scissoring.
That was fantastic.
Oh,
It was-
boy.
There you go.
I have,
What's sad is Bobby is probably going to be more accurate than we'd like to admit.
You
And
heard
then
it
he's just
here.
going to come out and be like, vindicated.
I
I
win.
told you so. I told you so.
Brandon,
We'll call him a prophet of Whiskey Tube.
There you
is
go.
this something you're excited about? Something you think's going to be like an amazing
I have a lot of
bottle?
thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts.
Okay,
First off, I
let's
will
hear 'em.
branch off of what Bobby just said to go back to the first question. What's the next thing? Well, there will always be a new whiskey or
Always.
bourbon coming out. So that
Always.
should continue to keep interest in the YouTube channel because people are going to want to know about said bottle. But going to this, I have a lot of thoughts. This is what, the sixth on the BTAC, right?
Yes.
3 are
think
coming
so,
from
yeah.
the same mash bill. You've got GTS already, and you got Eagle Rare 17. And
Yep.
now you're adding E.H. Taylor. They're all mash bill 1. Why not add in mash bill number 2 with Blanton's and Elmer T. Lee, probably not Rockhill Farms, one of those, right?
Yeah.
Second
But
thing is,
they don't own those. They don't own Blanton's. They don't own Elmer.
True.
Well, Elmer T. I think they do. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
no, you're fine. But okay, so now we're at 100 proof. Eagle Rare 17's at 101. So you're not really changing anything. You're just putting the same whiskey in a different bottle with a different label. So it's all the marketing ploy. That's what Weller is as it is right now, right? Weller,
Absolutely.
Special Reserve,
Yeah.
and you just age it for a little longer and you put it in a black label. It's the same damn thing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
And
like
not any
it's gonna
better.
it's just gonna create more hype around it.
Yeah.
If you put it at barrel proof, it would be GTS.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is they're kind of in a box with the age because you can't do 10 years because that's just Eagle Rare, right? They're going to have Eagle Rare 12. So 12 years doesn't do it. And
Gotta be
then you go up
15.
to 7. So are you going to do 15 and just pick a number that's not Eagle Rare? You know, like it is a weird choice.
And GTS is most of the time 15 years old. That's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, where do we go? Like, what? I do
So
like E.H. Taylor small batch, but I don't see how they're going to make it sexy, so to speak.
The only thing they got to do is knock down Eagle Rare 17 back to the 90 proof that it used to be, right? Because it used to be a 90, then they went back up to 101. You got to throw it back to 90 because if you've got them both at 100 and 101, I don't care. Like it's the same damn thing in a different label.
And two, in the
Yeah.
press release, they said that these new iterations are going to be older than the previous. Weren't real clear on how old, but they're supposedly going to be older. So again, to Brandon's point, so I mean, are we approaching like a 17-year? Because then it would literally be
Kevin.
almost the same thing. And then if
I'd wait in line for one then, Kevin.
if it's younger, then
Bottle look like this.
if it's younger, then why would anyone buy it over the Eagle 17? So it's
Yeah.
I think that maybe the new EH Taylor, if it's say it's age 17, just like the Eagle Rare, it's for people who like the Eagle Rare 17 but want a little more government in their bourbon
there you
Yeah.
go.
with that bonded warehouse.
Really like taxation.
Yeah,
The regulation, guys.
yeah, exactly. That's what it
It
is. That's
doesn't
going to be
even-
the gimmick.
You know
doesn't
me,
even
I'm a
really
big fan of
matter.
that. So yeah, sign me up for
Um,
that.
I mean,
doesn't
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
really
Sean's
matter what
buying
they do.
we are hitting all of Sean's like points, pressure
Doesn't-
points tonight.
It doesn't even really
Yep.
matter what they do as long as it's different, right? Because people will just buy it and talk about it only because it's different.
Well, and it's got their
That-
name on
that's
it.
that's the truth of it, right? Hey, it's different. It's
Yeah.
not that one. Oh, is
Yeah.
it different? I'm gonna get it.
But
we're
look,
gonna talk about it.
in all actuality, we do the same thing with Wild
Yeah.
Turkey.
I was
every
just
Wild
gonna
Turkey is the
I was
same
gonna say,
mash
Wild
bill.
Turkey's going through it right now.
Yeah, we do
That
the
is
same
true.
thing.
I mean, Wild Turkey is one mash bill across the board, and they do
Across the
all
board,
kinds of
Maker's Mark.
so.
But it's
Yeah,
also
make-
amazing. So there is that.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I think the only thing they can do is to carve out a niche is like try to market it like, hey, it's 15 years old, but it's 100 proof. So like, want some proof down, George T. Stagg? Doesn't that sound great?
No.
Like, I
It would be
like,
the oldest
girls-
bottle in Bond, though, right? I guess that's the
Yeah,
one.
right. I guess that's That
But
I mean,
don't they-
if you're gonna carve out a niche, that's one. I guess.
I don't want that.
Don't they already do that though? They've got don't they have like the Sazerac rye, and then they got Thomas Handy, right? So both of those
Mhm.
are ryes, and they're both of those are on BTAC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't.
But what
Are
one-
those
older and
those
one-
are not the same mash bill, are they? Are those two
They are.
the exact same? They are. So what's the
As
difference? between
18 is the 90 proof, I think, and then the Handy
Ah.
is
yeah,
the higher proof.
Handy, Dickel,
Handy's like
like,
6 to 8 years too, I think, on the Handy.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Handy is normally the younger one.
Handy's
Okay.
younger and higher proof, and then the
That's usually how it starts. You get the Handy when you're younger, and
Yeah.
Jesus,
Nobody
nobody heard me.
loves
I
a
was
handy.
like,
Everybody
Handy,
loves a
Dickel.
Handy.
What were these
I-
people thinking? Jesus.
I heard it in the background. I said, Brian.
Handy's
This
on
one's
it.
129 proof in 6 years.
yeah.
So
Handy.
So cast strength and
Early.
Yeah.
yeah, can we take on
Flexing
this
on it,
question?
putting out the BTAC.
Yeah, I do.
Can we take on this question, guys? 'Cause
Sure.
I think it's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you guys like whiskey over other liquors?
Can I start? I would like
Go
to
ahead.
start. Okay. So,
Because America.
Right.
Merc.
fair enough. So I'm going to say that I was not a big drinker until Brian started this YouTube channel. For real, there were a lot of reasons why I didn't want to drink.
Mhm.
But bourbon actually really I talk about it a lot. Bourbon actually made me become a grown up and enjoy a good cocktail and enjoy other delicious alcohol
Yeah.
beverages. I don't know, because I was only drinking wine, and I was very like foo-foo about it. But I feel like bourbon is a great. It's got everything that you're looking for in a drink. Like it's sweet, it's savory, it's got a lot of nice notes in it, and it was a really good introductory alcoholic beverage to make me want to drink other cocktails.
Okay.
So I actually started liking gin now because of bourbon. And I don't know why that is, but like bourbon has made me grown up.
Okay.
That's all. Grow up.
Makes you
not
feel
grown
like a
up.
man.
Yeah, we sip like a gentleman, right?
We do. We sip like gentlemen. That's what I say. Whenever we're drinking and she's like finishing before me, I'm like, no, you got to sip like a gentleman. So yeah.
Yeah.
I like whiskey because I never saw the point of drinking alcohol. It's not supposed to taste like anything. Like
Yeah.
guys would come up to you and be like,
Vodka.
"Oh, vodka's great. It doesn't taste like
It doesn't
anything. You
taste
just
like
drink it all
anything.
night." It's like,
Yeah.
well, then why are you drinking, you tool? Like, So I like the flavor profile in bourbon specifically because there are other whiskeys I don't like Scotch. So I just the flavors hit for me, the sweetness, the caramel,
Yes.
those things really hit for me. So that's why I do it. Ben, what about you?
Kind of same thing. It's a flavor profile that just worked out right for me. Bourbon in particular.
Yeah.
But I became very, very fascinated with the history of it too. I tend to nerd out about stuff when I get really into it.
Yeah.
And I just found it really, really fascinating. If there's we've talked about it before, I think. I know I've talked about it on my channel. I don't know if I have on this channel, but there's a documentary on Hulu called Neat, the Story of Bourbon. And it's just fantastic. And listening to the way those guys talk about whiskey and the history of it and, kind of the meaning behind it, it really kind of made it sort of a special thing for me to, just it got me really into it and got me very interested in just beyond drinking it, just the whole craft of it. And so,
For sure.
yeah, that's it, pretty much it.
It's an experience.
I
having
like the
whiskey, I think.
variations that there are based
Yeah.
on the regulations that they have. Like
Yeah.
every bourbon tastes different,
Yeah.
and it's amazing what they can do.
Yeah.
Based on like
In a
there's a lot
box.
of rules
In
that
a box, basically,
there's a
yeah,
lot of rules
yeah.
that they have to follow, but it's amazing how different each
Yeah.
one can actually taste.
For sure.
Mhm.
Sean, anything to add besides America?
Yeah. So vodka sucks. It's the one point where I agree with Minnick on. Gin tastes like plants. Your Armagnacs and cognacs are too sweet and have weird notes for me. Also, I probably drank too much as a young person, and that kind of ruined it for me. Sake, I just don't like the flavor of. Beer is for when you're not drinking whiskey, which should be seldom. And then, the rest of them, it's kind of whatever. But I think whiskey, to everyone's various points, is just there's such a variety. And even though there are very strict laws around bourbon specifically, I quite like that because it means that you're getting generally a superior product. I mean, that's why the laws were instituted. So I like drinking, something that's well regulated because then you're not getting garbage in it. Shout out Canada.
Hey,
I appreciate a nice, well-placed, reasonable rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
That's
that.
just the old nerd in me, I guess.
But then also, as a Kentuckian, I kind of have to like bourbon. Yeah. So
Bobby, what about you? Why whiskey?
yeah, I like it. It's strong, sweet, the flavors. I got a big sweet tooth, so bourbon is right up my alley, right? The vanillas, the caramels, the chocolates,
Same.
all
Yep.
that stuff. And the cigar blends, like Nancy Freya with the cigar blends we were talking about that a little earlier.
Sure.
I love all that. And the blending, the finishes that you can add on to it, and you can kind of smooth things out a little bit, take the rough edges off of some stuff. But like Ben, I love the freaking history of it, the prohibition, all the different why this start, what's the oldest thing, how did this come to be, why is there bottle and bond, what the rules, the 80 proof, the 4 years, all that stuff, the barrel entry proof. I love all the rules. I love the geometry, I guess, of it and how many different things. You change one of those things, it could totally change the bourbon. You change the staves, the char level. That it could be in a different part of the rick house. I love all that crap. I love it. It's gonna be just a different puzzle. You could go into the same rick house. It could be just on a different floor, on a different wall, and it's gonna be completely different. I mean, I love all that. It's crazy. I love it, and just my human brain would want to try to replicate it, and you just freaking can't with a single barrel. It's just crazy. I love all that crap.
I think it's cool how bourbon can also pair with food, just like wine.
Yeah.
And it really does change the flavor of what you're eating, depending on like what you're eating. The flavor of bourbon changes, and I think, everybody always says, have wine with your food, but I think you can pair bourbon with food too.
We've done it.
Yeah.
And it's been very successful.
I wouldn't be me if I didn't say I didn't have a good rye too. I am the rye guy, right?
Yeah, of course.
Rye, and I do like some tequilas too. I'm getting into tequilas now. Some of the sipping tequilas though, not the freaking 818 crap, all that stuff. That's garbage.
Can I throw something in real quick to piggyback off of Bobby, just real quick before we go? Greg and I were guests on a podcast one time, and we were talking about, we were kind of telling the guys like all about how bourbon is made and all the regulations and like the aging and stuff like that. And we were telling them about how like just even the simplest, like you take an Evan Williams Black Label, a $12 bottle of whiskey, you pour somebody that and set it in front of them. That's a drink that took 4 years to make.
True. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you
No
think
matter
of
what.
how incredible that is, and then you think like when you really get down to the ones and zeros, like you were talking about the oak and stuff, like those trees, some of those trees are 100 years old. You've got 100
Cooperages,
years.
yeah.
100 years worth of nutrients from the earth creating that tree that then ages this whiskey for years and imparts all those flavors. Like when you really start to break it down, it's incredible. And then you think when they're done with that bourbon barrel, they send it over to Scotland, and now Scotch is aging in that same barrel that already has all that history. It's creating this new history. It's just, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wild.
And a little bit of that liquid from here is now there going
Yeah.
into that Scotch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it is cool. It is
And just
cool.
to add to Ben's point, I mean, and then like some distilleries have yeast strains that they've had for like hundreds of years
Yeah.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's, I mean, like say Jim Beam,
Wild Turkey.
yeah, Wild Turkey, Jim Beam. So
Yeah.
Jim Beam actually way back when gave Heaven Hill their mash. So they're kind of like sister yeast there. Sorry, not mash. Although now though they're because they've diverged for so long. Now Heaven Hill and Jim Beam, no one would say they taste similar.
Yeah.
So of course different.
Both
mash.
nutty.
Yeah,
well,
nobody wants any part
Yeah.
of sister yeast, though. That's ugh.
No.
to Ben's point, yeah. I mean, there's so many cool things about bourbon. Yeah.
Right. Brandon, what about you?
There it is.
Couple of things. First, I have to shout out my girlfriend, Allie. She asked a bomb question that I think we might want to look into. What do you want to see from the whiskey industry moving forward? But to answer the question, I'd like the taste of it. That's the simple version of it. But behind what everybody else did with the history and all about it, the weather. Without weather, we don't have whiskey. Because
right.
it's an integral part of why we have
There you go.
whiskey. The aging.
Wow.
Bobby hit it on the head. Is you could go in the exact same rick house. You go one floor up, and that barrel is going to taste completely different. A lot of which is because of the weather that is impacting it. And as the nerd in myself, I'm like, hey, I get to understand all of this and why, and the in and out of the staves and all that. So that's what really made me geek out about it. Other than the fact that I started to just drink it and like the flavoring of it. Once I learned more about the history and then how much the weather itself, there's a reason why a 10-year-old Scotch and a 10-year-old bourbon taste and look completely different.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. Fact.
Yeah, that's like fits right in with you. Like that's perfect. That's a perfect
Mhm.
fit for you. Yeah, that's awesome. And and the other thing I'll say is, and a couple of you guys said it, the history part, like the idea of like bourbon being a specifically American thing and the history behind it and stuff, and being a history guy and a history teacher, that is something I really enjoyed about it too. So I think that's kind of why I enjoyed it. So I want to make a point real quick because Brandon, you said your girlfriend made a comment and I don't see it here. So she must be watching on another. We're streaming this to several channels. What we're trying to do, guys, is get everybody to go to the Whiskey 6 channel.
To the Whiskey 6 channel. So I don't know what she's watching on.
Yeah, she could be watching on Sean's, Bobby's, Bourbon Notes, or Bourbon School.
Yeah, we're all streaming it.
We're trying to get it onto many eyeballs.
I think I see it on mine, but I think it's in the Whiskey 6. It's
Okay.
Ali Martin, right? Ali Martin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
if you
Yeah.
scroll up a little bit
Oh.
under Dan Harding in great shot.
Okay. I apologize. That's my fault then. Okay.
Brian, one last thing on why I like bourbon, and this is just a personal thing, which pretty much everyone knows about me. But the whole reason that bourbon was ever created in the first place is because a bunch of rebels decided they were not going to pay taxes on the whiskey they were making up north, and so they moved to Kentucky, and rye wasn't going to grow real well here, so they started growing corn, and then we got bourbon. Yeah, so screw taxes.
Myron,
Well,
did we get you about whiskey?
No.
No, not yet. But no, so I would say taste, flavor. My first experience with bourbon, because I didn't drink anything neat. It was always cocktails, rum and coke, vodka and cranberry, stuff like that. So my first experience with bourbon was Booker's, and it was like 126 proof. You're talking to a guy who only drank mixed cocktails. So it was like getting punched in the chest, but the flavors in the mouth were just. That's what she said.
I was going to say
the flavors,
she said.
the flavors.
I
in
was
the
waiting for you to
mouth
finish
were-
your sentence, and then I was going to jump in with that.
were just, to me, just incredible. And a fun little fact too, guess which two big names were against the Bottle and Bond Act? And I just released a video and I talked about this. George Garvin Brown and Isaac Bernheim. They were rectifiers at the time. They did not want the Bottle and Bond Act passed because since they were rectifiers, they could bottle whiskey because they didn't distill it, and they could throw anything they wanted in there to make, even if it was a neutral grain spirit, look like whiskey. So Colonel James E. Pepper and Colonel E.H. Taylor, they were the ones behind it, and they didn't want those guys. They didn't want those guys selling faux whiskey and trying to sell it as straight whiskey and take their business. So,
Myron, you're
anyway.
back to 100 points again. That
That's
was
awesome.
awesome.
You know
Great
what?
job there, buddy.
Shall we open some more photos?
You know what's so interesting about that, Myron, is that, Garvin Brown, the reason they were the first ones to bottle things is because they wanted people to believe that they had a superior product. They were the first ones to start bottling for that reason. And then that's where they ended up, is making complete bullshit whiskey. So
On the other side of good whiskey, yeah.
yeah.
But the first
Great
distiller-
question.
The first distiller to actually bottle their whiskey was James E. Pepper. I gave a whole, man, I'm telling you, I did a deep dive into James
I watched
E.
that
Pepper.
video.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went down a rabbit hole, man. It was like, it was fun to learn all of that stuff. It was really fun to learn all of that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, great question, Jabber Gulch.
Yeah.
We are one subscriber away from 300 on the Whiskey Six. So
Okay.
somebody
Let's get it,
watching-
people.
Right,
Get
buddy,
it.
Is it
let's
going to
go.
be?
All right.
Send out the link to your
It's
friends
time.
or whatever the case.
Okay.
You guys, it's time.
It's time to get crazy. This has been one of the most prevalent.
Oh my God, look at
things-
Sean.
One of the
With-
most prevalent topics on my TikTok. Actually,
go last.
now Sean, you're
Oh
gonna be
my
disappointed
gosh,
in
dude.
this. Every other TikTok I scroll now is Ghost, but for up until like maybe 2 days ago, every other flick on my TikTok was
What? You should not be flicking
gorilla-
on TikTok.
a gorilla
you should
versus
not be
100.
flicking on TikTok.
gorilla versus 100 men.
Phrasing.
So I don't know if any of you out there have taken on this, but I will tell you, I brought this up in our group chat as a possible topic, and holy shit!
You guys, my
It
comments
took
of
off.
the rays of the sun. Come on, that was pretty good, you guys.
Wait, save it, not yet. Don't
Yeah.
pull it out yet. But this,
That's what she said.
That's what she
Jesus.
said.
Good Lord.
there have been. So
You got to
many-
give me at least a second to hit the button.
You got to
That's
warm
what
them up
she
first,
said.
Brian.
That's right. This has been like on my TikTok feed. There have been so many experts who have chimed in on this. Like I am
Experts.
a biologist.
Oh Lord.
Or
I
I
love this
am a
image because
like-
that is the largest. Is this King Kong we're looking at? What is it?
Yeah, right. That is the big gorilla. dude.
Yeah, it's a large gorilla. It's a large gorilla. But so basically, here are the parameters, and you guys have to kind of make your case for who wins. And I want to hear what the chat has to say about this too. So the parameters are this: we are talking about a fully grown silverback gorilla, which probably goes between 400 and 500 pounds. We are talking about 100 men. I apologies to women. But the
Understood.
scenario has always been presented as 100 men.
I will concede the
Because
point.
women don't do stupid shit like this.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's why they live longer.
Well,
Yeah.
just so you know, what I'm going to talk about deals with 100.
300.
kids, so
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Canadian Chris.
and oh, thank you, Renault.
What?
Reynald, is it Reynald? I think I found the Whiskey Six. Thank
Wonderful.
You. It's not Whiskey in the Six.
Thank
It's the Whiskey Six.
Well,
but-
and you got to search by the handle at the Whiskey Six. Otherwise, it doesn't come up.
also it looks like Canadian Chris has just said that he subscribed, so we are at a 300. So
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Canadian Chris. So the parameters are 100 men. They didn't really specify. So I have always in my head thought of like, okay, 100 average like height, weight, strength men, but You guys can play with it however you want, but
Come on, Ben.
the
Hit it.
And
That's what she said.
Brian is just setting us up over
Good
and over.
Lord. Jeepers. I think I need my own button.
but
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
the conundrum is who wins, and I'm telling you that the internet world is split on this because I've heard plenty of people have made the case for the gorilla, and I have heard several people have made the case for the 100 men. So who wants to go first?
All I'm going to say is the scenario that I came up with. Ultimately, ChatGPT told me that I actually have a viable scenario. That's all I'm going to say.
Except that your men are fictional characters. But
No,
we'll get
no,
to that.
no.
Okay.
All
wants
I
to go
want to
first?
say is I'm amazed at how many stupid people there are out there. But anyway, continue.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, I'll just
Bobby,
start it off with what we got out in the chat. I mean, the simple stuff is, do they all get to go at the same time? Are they going to swarm this gorilla? What kind of men are we talking about? If we got like a Where's Waldo, or we got Mike Singletary? I mean, there's that too, you know.
That's a name.
Right?
Yeah.
Iron Mike.
There's that. It means if it's because if you just do one at a time, dude, sorry humans, it's not going to work, dude. The gorilla just going to do this. You got to overpower this thing.
you gotta let him talk.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's so many questions that need to be answered.
There's so many
Parameters. Yeah.
there's so many
Okay.
preface questions, right? But I'll just leave it right there. I'm going to say, because I could go and probably say what everyone else is going to say. I'm going to leave some. I'm going to just do that and leave some for everybody else.
Fucking
Okay.
Joe. Cheers, buddy. What's up, Joe?
I just want to say that this picture, this is what I was saying in the group chat.
Yeah.
That there's no way 100 people can attack the gorilla simultaneously. There's like
No.
a dozen guys on the gorilla, and the rest are just waiting for their shot. So
Right.
that is
Right, but
I
it's a
would-
continuous thing, though, that there are.
That's
Massive
true.
problem with this picture, as we already pointed out, though, is that is not a real gorilla. Actually, gorillas are shorter than most male humans. So,
Sean, technically,
That was my question,
none
is
of it's real. It's all AI.
well, facts,
Just-
Bobby.
It just
Is that
happens.
a scale? Like, is that according to scale? Like,
No, I don't think there-
seriously is
That's
an
not even
important
close.
question to ask.
No, a gorilla. I don't. think
Gorilla is
even a
4'11" to
full-grown
5'11".
Okay, so that makes a difference to my ray of sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, a gorilla would be.
We'll get to your ray of sunshine.
A gorilla would be punching up at my face because I'm taller than basically any gorilla that's ever existed. So,
Okay.
Okay.
And I am not.
All right, Ben, do you want to weigh in on the gorilla?
I think I'm
What
team
Chuck
gorilla on
Norris
this.
Okay.
But I think that, I mean, you know what I think the legit problem is? I think even if you're surrounded by the gorilla's surrounded by 100 guys, there's nobody that's getting back up after just one swipe from a gorilla's fist or claws or paw. You know, like, so I think if it just went ape shit, so to speak, and just literally just started thrashing its way through the crowd, nobody's coming back from that. Like, all it has to do is just get one swipe. It's taken 5-6 dudes out.
Yeah.
You would think,
It's-
right? Because I mean, these
Yeah,
things are like
absolutely.
incredibly strong. And so, I mean, at that point, if it's taking on like, it doesn't matter if a couple guys jump on its back because it's going to take nothing to shrug them off. And I think that just with one simple swipe of the paw, it could do so much damage that I think that you'd be surprised that this thing might be able to just easily take out 100 dudes.
It has 1,000 pounds of pressure in its hands.
This-
It could squish anybody's brain.
Well, you'll make your case yet. You got to wait till it's your turn to make
First
your
of all,
case.
making
that
Oh, okay.
number, this number keeps coming up. I don't know where this number is coming from, but that's wildly exaggerated.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a second.
So
sir.
while she's looking that up,
How dare you.
This is why I love topics like this, because people come up with the craziest shit. So Biog says 50 John Jones and 50 Big Shows, and
Dude,
they all
Yeah.
blitz the silver.
Dude. One Chuck Norris, dude. That's what's hilarious.
You know what?
100
I
gorillas.
love
I
this
think,
shit.
I think me and
Dude.
Bobby saw the same short today.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Joe
dude.
coming in with ape shit as a ranged attack. I like it.
Gen X or millennials.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
imagine if the gorilla is just randomly just swinging and throwing punches and thrashing around. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, anybody that gets near it, it's like throwing yourself at a propeller or something. You know, you're just gonna.
Well,
Like 100 dudes can run into a jet engine. They're all getting torn up. Like nobody's stopping
Sean?
that shit.
when you guys come around to me, I'll give my answer.
I'll be
All right.
waiting for an apology, Sean. Grip strength of a silverback gorilla is estimated to be around 1,300 to 2,000 pounds per square inch. Suck it, Sean. You tell me.
Boom!
Okay, but so here's the thing: like we're applying human-like thinking to a gorilla, which it is not. A gorilla is not a trained fighter. Like
That's what I'm saying. But if it's just
Why?
thrashing around,
it doesn't
Yes,
even
Ben.
it doesn't even think that way. Like so,
I don't know. I think it's just going to go nuts and just start freaking out.
My God, of course it is.
I think if the gorilla senses that those 100 dudes are there to kill him, he's in like, oh, I'm going to
Since
kill these
how?
guys.
They're not that intelligent.
So can I?
Well, their brain is only this big. Yes, Myron,
Can I
go.
make my
I hear
argument,
you.
please?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
I was watching this guy who I don't know if it's called primatologist. I don't know what the hell he is, but he studies primates for a living. So he said, look, he said gorillas. I think he said gorillas are about 8 times as strong as a human. He said their skulls are so thick. He said the bone is like thick. He was like a normal man's hand punching the skull of a gorilla isn't going to do anything.
No.
He said he did say this though. He said at about the third group, because he made the same argument. He said there's no way 100 men would be able to surround a gorilla all at the same time. He said they would have to do it in groups.
Waves.
And he also said that the first 3 groups of 10 would probably get taken out, but the gorillas are 400 pounds and they do not have a lot of
Stamina.
Yeah, stamina. Yeah.
Larger
And they said
higher oxygen use. Yes.
Yeah, and he said so after that, he said after about the first 3 groups, yeah, he said the last 20 men will probably be able to take the gorilla out.
Yeah, but you're not considering the psychological aspect. Now the gorilla's in their head.
Well, don't
Because
be
you
a
just
bitch.
watched this thing beat the shit out of 30 dudes.
Yeah, no.
There's still 70 of you to go.
Well, I mean, I'm
What's
calling
Brandon
like
got?
100 Marines. Are we just like average dudes? What are we?
I'm throwing 100 bobbies out there. With that mustache, gorilla has no idea what to do.
You know, if he
Yeah,
sees
you
me
might
coming
be
in
right,
like this-
Brandon. I changed my answer.
You know,
Okay,
if I
this
come
is
in
where
like
you-
this, that gorilla's gonna go, "What the heck is going on?" and just bolt.
Yeah, just
Bobby
like that,
time.
Bobby.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on what Myron just said, this is a perfect place for me to put my rays of the sunshine, right?
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking. You surround that gorilla, okay, 10 by 10, like, and they all, like, you can't see what I'm drawing right here, but 10 men, each in a line around the gorilla, like the rays of a sunshine. Those first 30 men, I'm sorry for them, they're going to lose their life. But after that, 10, you've got at least another, how many?
70.
70 men.
Yeah, 70.
No, 70. Yes, that are going to take this mother effer down. And so I think 10 at a time in rays of the sunshine, circulating and keeping that gorilla in the center of the sun, I think it could happen.
The geometry that went into that one.
Thank you.
Unless he decides he wants to run, at which point
No, he's
he
not
runs
running.
in one direction and piss rolls the
No.
ray of the sun that's in his way.
No, in my scenario, he's not running anywhere. He is incapacitated because these men are blocking
If he's
him.
incapacitated, then the first 10 guys win.
I got a
No.
question.
Those guys are taken out. No.
I got a question for Brandon.
Yes.
So, could the weather have anything to do with this?
Yeah.
It depends. If the
If
wind's
it's
out of the
rainy-
west,
I mean,
Winds out of the south, it
grill
depends.
the grill will certainly get exhausted faster when the heat is high. There's no doubt about that. Like every living human being, yeah.
Now,
for
where's
sure.
the sun? The heat is on.
Is my
Yeah, no,
mic
do
too
it.
loud? I think Richard Nixon is implying that I'm too loud.
You're
It's a
beautiful,
touch.
Ben.
Well, I
Italian
think
Nixon, the
I think
redheaded
Myron
Italian is perfect.
Myron has made the best point so far, and that is that gorillas do not have that much stamina. So like if you just piss it off and just run around it, because they're fast in short bursts.
ring
for
around the
sure.
rosy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if guys just like keep running up and punching in the back and running away and just keep pissing it off, eventually it's gonna run out of
Oh,
energy.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, there's so many great comments, dude, in the chat.
Oh my God, these are great. Has the gorilla read The Art of War?
Sean,
Probably
I
not.
have a new goal. My goal is to get you to agree with the one comment that I say. No matter what it is that I say,
so
one time I want you to agree with something. I want you to say, you know what? To Marie Ann's point, I agree. Whenever that may be.
I believe I did on the last Whiskey 6, but anyway.
Just
I'm
give
going
it
to try again.
bunch of bananas loaded with Xanax. That'll work.
What? Who said that? Oh,
guy.
okay.
Well,
This guy.
Dad.
I believe we're ruling out any kind of weapons. I don't know if that qualifies as a weapon or not, but
No, you can't have a weapon. It's got to be hand-to-hand combat.
I think all scenarios that have presented have always been no
Well, then
weapon.
that's
So
not fair. Gorillas have 4
Why?
hands.
gorillas have
I
four
think
hands.
I think Sean's point about wearing it out is about the only chance you have.
yeah. I mean,
That's
if
the
you're
only
just
strategy.
if you're just like
Brandon,
one after another, like fist fighting, yeah, you're gonna lose that 100% of the
Hands
time.
down.
I have a
Brandon,
question
where
for
are
you.
you at?
What's Brandon got?
Wait,
Is this
somebody
called
has
guerrilla
a question.
warfare?
Wait a minute. Who said that?
That's Brandon who said I
No,
have a
somebody
question.
said I have. Oh, sorry.
That was
Okay.
Brandon. Guerrilla war.
That was me.
I see what you
I
did.
said, is
Bah,
that
bah,
called
bah.
guerrilla warfare?
This guy's got
I
jokes.
I'd take the men over the gorillas just for the, yeah. There we go. Thank you, Ben.
I was a little late. Sorry.
Ben, you better late than
Thank
never,
you.
buddy.
I think everybody said it already. I think the gorilla gets exhausted over time, and if you're coming from all angles,
That's what she said.
See, look at he fits right in.
We're getting better. We're getting better at the time.
if they're coming from all angles, that gorilla is not going to know which direction he's going to have to defend, right? So you're going to confuse him. He's going to get angry. He's going to get tired. I think by the 50th man, that thing's going down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Bob Probert,
All right.
that's a name too.
What happened to you?
Yeah, I know. I saw. I always gravitate towards the hockey comments. Bob Probert, Ty Domi, Rob Ray. Absolutely. That I would recruit them on my team.
Bob Probert was a mean
Oh.
man.
All
He
right.
was a monster.
Anyone else have any arguments about this scenario?
No.
Well, so then where's the smart? Let's go round one real quick and say in your final analysis, where's the smart money going? So Myron, gorilla or humans?
Oh.
Half the humans left. Yeah, gorilla's done.
Okay. Sean, you're going humans, obviously, right?
Yeah. Gorillas aren't that
Okay.
smart, or that's like, the stamina. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, they're gonna.
Okay.
Gorillas lose.
All right. Ben, humans, gorillas, or humans or gorilla?
I mean, I guess you guys are right. It probably will get tired out, but I think there's a chance for the gorilla if it just goes blitzkrieg, and just gets. But that's the only. I mean, so I guess I'm 50-50. I think this could go either way.
It's 100 men. That's a lot of people. It's not.
I think it could take out 30 or 40 of them in like 5 minutes.
Well, yeah,
It's like driving a truck through a crowd of people.
He's right. Ben, you're right. You're 100% right, buddy.
100% right.
You're right.
All right, Bobby, gorilla or humans? Final
I just
answer.
can't get over the. Ben just said Blitzkrieg. Humans.
I mean, all I want to point out is there's a reason that professional boxers train all the time and still get worn out in a fight. That is,
Yes.
The rounds are like 3 minutes apiece. Fighting 5 minutes straight, multiple opponents, anything is going to get worn out pretty quick.
All right,
Yeah, that's
Brandon.
true. You do make a good point.
Brandon, I'm
Dude, when-
assuming
when
you're
I-
going humans.
I'm going humans. Yeah.
All right, you're going
I'm going to go humans at the last 20 that are left in the
the
sunshine.
last rays of the sun.
Yes.
As the sun is setting,
Yes.
they win. Okay,
Yeah.
good. And I'm gonna agree with Ben. I almost called you Greg. I'm gonna agree with Ben and give the gorilla a puncher's chance.
Oh,
but
no.
I would say it's probably a coin flip.
Coin flip?
Yeah,
Coin
That's
flip.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
it's 50-50.
Oh, my God.
If I may, I have a fun scenario that I've written down.
All right.
A ledger.
Before you
hear
get started, Sean, because I know you got a list. I just
I
want to
like
say, how many people think this is going to happen on pay-per-view?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
None.
right?
Well, I mean,
I will buy it.
Bobby,
Yes.
if my list
Like,
is
I will
involved,
buy
sign me
twice.
up.
The next Mr.
Watching
Bean
people
ahead.
get
video.
attacked by animals is a true passion of mine, so I would pay a lot of money to see that.
I couldn't.
You want to have a great time? Go down a rabbit hole of watching kangaroos attack people. It's the most
Yes.
hilarious thing you will ever see.
I've seen,
Kangaroos are freaking monsters.
I've
Have
seen
you ever
them
seen
show
them
up-
stand up?
yeah, they're
And they're
scary.
just like
Yeah.
freaking ripped.
well,
Jack,
figures
yeah.
they're on Australia and they're the
Yeah.
island of monsters.
Yeah,
so
like
Yeah.
Australia is like Monster Island.
Brian
from
has
Godzilla.
a terrible
It's
fear of spiders, so he will never
giant
go to Australia.
spiders, the freaking kangaroos. It's Monster Island.
They're one of
He
few
wants to
animals
burn
that don't
all
just
of
maul you;
Australia.
they would literally will just straight up beat the shit out of you. Like a
Yeah,
bar
they're
fight.
scary. They're
But
scary.
anyway,
You ever
Sean,
seen a-
we're derailing
Go
this.
ahead, Sean.
Sorry, Sean.
Sorry.
I had to get that in
I'm
there.
enjoying-
Kangaroos are
I'm-
next week.
I'm enjoying the banter. All right, are we ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Sure,
hear it.
get it, buddy.
So I'm going to do this something like a news reporter. Maybe Brandon, you tell me how well I do. Yeah, so I'm going to just report the news, I guess you would say. So this is 100 humans versus a gorilla. I picked my team to wear the gorilla down over time. And here we go. We'll start from the top. So gorilla, just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Trump is the first one to approach. Odd choice. But here we go. He's going in. He's spouting off how great of a deal maker he is, and the best in the world. Best deal maker, all that. He offers a Diet Coke to the gorilla and asks the gorilla to kill himself. Odd choice, personally, but
Very nice words, but happens to be wrong.
yeah, but we all know how much he is a fan of Diet Cokes. The gorilla promptly realizing that he's the president is handing him a bottle of poison, jams the Coke can into his face, killing him immediately. Trump's down. Moving along, Biden on strings, it appears, is approaching the gorilla. And oddly, there's people behind him. Oh, it's the Obamas controlling the strings. That's weird. Not sure why that is. Anyway, Biden, not sure if he's alive or not. It's hard to tell always. But anyway, he's definitely dead now. The gorilla has ripped him in half. Michelle, very angry that the gorilla does not recognize her. She's been a bit of narcissism there. She's very angry at the gorilla for not recognizing her immediately. Not sure why the gorilla would. The gorilla also immediately kills her. Brutal death. Barack threatens to then bomb the gorilla with drone strikes. Very strange. We all established that there was no weapons allowed in this, so I'm not sure what that's about. Barack also down. He's dead. Next up, I guess just presidents are showing up in a row. George W. and Dick Cheney, of all people, are here trying to convince the gorilla that the real problem is plants, not politicians. Insisting that plants are actually weapons of mass destruction. Very odd. Bush also insisting that 9/11 was definitely not an inside job. The gorilla, sensing complete bullshit, murders both of them promptly. All right, moving along. So the gorilla.
Are we going through all 100 people that
yeah,
are attacking
we
the
are.
gorilla?
We're at 6. We're at 6 currently, Ben. Try and keep up. All right. So
Okay.
the gorilla, sensing just an endless amount of bullshit related to the whole 9/11 events, has somehow found Donald Rumsfeld and Colin Powell's graves and pissed on them. That's very strange. Anyway. Also, I'm told that the gorilla has hunted down 10 different senators that were involved and responsible for the Patriot Act. They're dead as well. We're at 16, folks. What's this? Marjorie Taylor Greene and AOC have shown up and are going to try and apparently just stupid the gorilla to death. Very odd choices.
We're going to stupid you to death.
They're both dead as well very quickly. Actually, the gorilla seemed to get very angry by just hearing them talk. Anyway, next up, the Clintons have shown up, and they're trying to convince the gorilla to stop killing people because killing people is bad, and the Clintons have definitely never killed anyone. Definitely not several people. Again,
Going to go through the whole island?
Again, the gorilla, sensing complete bullshit, has murdered the Clintons promptly. After this, the gorilla, sensing that basically all world leaders are full of shit, has killed 30 world leaders. You can pick who you'd like to have killed. It doesn't matter to me. Anyway, yeah, so 30, mark that up. We're up to 50 now, folks. Now, for some reason.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, Mel Gibson has shown up and apparently has heard about the death of the leader of Israel. And we all know how Mel Gibson is. He's saying anti-Semitic things. Mel Gibson has run away from the gorilla, though, and gorilla in tow. He's chasing Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson has led the gorilla to a Hollywood elite party. At this party are Katy Perry, LeBron James, Kanye West, Kim K, Draymond Green, among many others. 20 more
Draymond Green.
Yeah, 20 more people dead. So, the gorilla is just really burning through these peasants, really. Mel Gibson still running for his life. Gorilla very angry about the anti-Semitic comments. Has now led the gorilla to the set of The View, of all places. Very we have was Joey Behar is just kind of screeching at the gorilla. That's really angered him even more so than he already was. And Whoopi Goldberg just keeps saying how much she hates Trump. Didn't get the memo that he was dead, apparently. The whole cast of The View dead. We're up to 76 now. Also, I've been introduced to that Mel Gibson has also died in the process. 77 away now. Gorilla, sensing that all news media is full of shit and is designed to manipulate the public, has handed down the heads of the top 4 news medias, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, and ABC News. 20 more dead. Rough go. Anyway, the gorilla, trying to find more people that are just complete evil douchebags, has found out that Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, George Soros, and Mark Zuckerberg are going up in the next Blue Origin mission, has joined them and murdered them in space. Unfortunately, the rocket, the penis rocket, has exploded in space. The gorilla has died. And that's how you kill a gorilla.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Thankfully, because the gorilla was a true hero, the world is a better place now. So
tell us how you really feel, Sean.
Shout out to the gorilla.
All right, let's all raise our glass to the friggin' gorilla that Sean just friggin' killed.
I got
Hey, by the way, I'm
waiting for Myron. Myron and I are on the same page. We got real quiet during this whole situation. And kisses to Myron. I'm waiting for the chorus drink, and cheers to you, my friend.
And Kraken is 100% right. Ron Swanson is the correct answer. There is no other. All right. So let's get to.
Oh my God! Yes, Ben.
Real quick, just a quick inside baseball, just for those watching. Our Whiskey 6 chat, like our group text, is hilarious because we'll get on a subject and we'll be talking about 100 men versus a gorilla, and it'll be going on for like 30, 40 text messages. And then in the middle of it, completely unprompted, Sean will post a video like about how Building 7 was a conspiracy, and then just move right past it and not even acknowledge it. And then it's just like right past. Like, it's so funny.
Time out.
We'll be in the middle of talking about whiskey, and all of a sudden it's another conspiracy. And it's just like one post, totally unprompted, unsolicited, and then it moves on.
Yeah.
Ben Walker, I'm calling bullshit on you right now because you barely participate in those conversations. How dare you even suggest anything about what's happening in these text messages?
He mutes it because he's like, "Oh shit!"
Marianne is very offended by Ben's lack of input.
No, I think it's hilarious. But I open up my text message, and there's 45 text messages because you're all freaking liking and smiling at every text.
Oh my God!
Who can keep up with this shit? Okay, we're running late.
All right.
Of course we're running late. I just told Brian, listen, we're going to have one whiskey topic and one friggin' round table.
All right, let's go rapid fire. Actually, Sean, you were chosen for a rapid fire. Do you have one?
Of course he does.
Let me refer back to my notes here. All right. Okay, let's see here. What is everyone's favorite recent Kanye West tweet? No, wait, I'm sorry. That was directed at Hitler, and he's dead. So we'll move past that. Next up, I had how many? Well, that's related to the Diddy case. We probably won't go with that. No. No.
All right.
Actually, I'm curious. Truly, is there any whiskey that like new bottles coming out this year that people are actually interested in finding? Like, what is your unicorn for this year?
Okay,
I'm interested in that Knob Creek 21. Again, if it's reasonable, if it's not too unreasonable. And then I watched Brandon's video the other day about new whiskeys coming out. I'm just interested in this new. It's not a unicorn, but the old Granddad Bonded 7-year. I'm excited to try that one out.
Yeah,
I bet you that'll be good. Yeah, for sure. Myron, you got one?
To piggyback off of what Ben said, Brandon's video had something about the Elijah Craig rye, the barrel proof rye that they're about to bring out.
That's a distillery only, I think.
Oh, it is.
It's like one of those bottle your own things.
Ooh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a release.
I'm sure they'll probably do it down
That's
the road.
what she said.
Bobby, you got one?
Yeah, I was kind of talking in our group chat earlier. I mean, I have said it before. I haven't given all the details because they're not, all the details aren't out yet. But my unicorn, personal unicorn, will be the Joseph Magnus cigar blend that Nancy is going to name after Parker, Baby Bad Axe, and his Air Force fire dogs. So, and it's going to be a whole coupe. So that's going to be cool. I'm waiting for that, and it should be soon. I mean, she was sending me notes and stuff. We're editing back and forth today, so it's going to be cool. I'll just leave it right there. It's going to be freaking awesome.
All right, Brandon, you got a bottle that you're real geek to get?
I'm an Old Fitz fan, so I'll just like to try the Old Fitz 7. It's supposed to be a chauffeur. I think. Yeah. Just to see that and see what they can offer with that. If it's anywhere near what the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond is, a 7-year-old chauffeur, I think we're going to be in for a treat.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking for that one too. Agreed.
Brian Fisher from Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast asked, whatever happened to the EC Toasted Barrel Proof? I've seen people online who have gotten it, but it's nowhere near us.
It was not good.
I have it. I like my batch. It was
good. It was drying and oaky as fuck. I was like, I was disappointed.
Well, if you like that, it's really good.
But I like oaky bourbon.
I'll probably like it.
I like oaky bourbon, and it was drying and oaky and just mediocre on the palate to me. Okay. But that's just to me.
I would say it's extra hot. I would say that it's extra hot. Comes across extra hot. But I did get so after I let it breathe for a while, it calmed down. I got more notes out of it and a better palate after I did let it rest for a while.
Okay. Do you have one?
We've talked about Woodford Double Oak being an introductory bourbon for a lot of people, especially for females, right?
Yeah.
Like getting into bourbon. I'd like to see something that competes with Woodford Double Oak. I have not.
Did you say you don't have a specific bottle?
No, not a bottle, but I would like to see something that can actually compare to Woodford Double Oak.
Okay.
I have not seen anything yet. There's a lot of things.
Old 1910?
No, there's been stuff that claim to be double oaked, but nothing that is as good as the Woodford Double Oak.
As much as I like
Pursuit Double Oak yet?
Which one?
Which one?
Pursuit Double Oak?
No.
No,
we
I
haven't
don't
gotten
think
a
I have.
Pursuit.
No, I have not.
It's around here somewhere.
But,
I'll have to send you some.
Okay,
all right, yeah.
sure.
We did get our buddy Rob just got us a Copper and Cask Double Oak that I'm interested to try, but I don't know if it'll match up to Woodford.
So Mark Northwest Bourbon makes a great point. I'm sure you've had it, surely, but I mean, you've compared 1910 to it, Marianne. And
yes,
yes,
I have.
Not as good, huh? For you?
No, no. I really just love a Woodford Double Oaked store pick. And I think nothing compares to that at this point.
So we're going to have to find that Pursuit United Double Oak. So if anybody can find us one, we would love to get one. If you can, send it our way, email us.
All kidding aside, if you want, if we're looking to get more females or more women into bourbon, that's a great introductory bourbon, and that's how I got started. Yeah. I can't find anything that compares to Woodford Double Oak store pick. Like a store pick for me in that particular category is like chef's kiss. So I would love to see something that compares to that.
Yeah.
OKI is actually about to release a Double Oak at 90 proof.
Oh, okay.
So Marianne, I just want to say, because you challenged me, I agree.
I did it on this episode. I did it.
No, I mean,
Joe, I don't think I've ever had a Woodford like that.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, seriously.
So, I mean, it was one of the first ones that I gave my wife, and she also really enjoyed it. So, to your point, I mean, it's especially for someone new to bourbon, it's a great entry bourbon for sure.
It's good training wheels,
I know I joke around a lot, but I also want to be taken seriously as a whiskey enthusiast because I really do like bourbon, And so thank you, Sean. I appreciate that very much.
Mine would be the Penelope cigar batch or cigar blend that
June.
June. It's supposed to. That's what I was going to say because I've seen the label for months now, and I wasn't sure if it was even going to come out this year or if
It was supposed to be April, but it got delayed.
That I think that's one I would like to really try. It sounds very interesting to me. I've always been a Penelope fan, so that is one I would really like to get for sure. All right,
Penelope's a hit in this house.
It is for sure.
If I may answer my own question.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Sean.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
God,
Yeah.
Sean, sorry.
So my answer is our pick that will be coming fairly soon, hopefully. There's some holdups that we can't even say why the holdups are because if we didn't disclose what we're doing, and we can't say yet. But Bobby's working hard. He had a top CIA case of samples that we got recently.
Yeah. Coming your way soon.
Yeah.
We should be getting those soon. Yeah.
Be prepared, folks. And also Patreon coming soon for the Whiskey Six so that we can get the pick to you. So
absolutely. Richard Nixon, thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. From Beyond the Grave, he sent us a
What's the pick?
Appreciate you. So we're doing a pick with Corbin Cash.
Nice.
Let Bobby talk about it.
Bobby loves Corbin Cash. He says it's the best
Bobby
ride.
has done the yes.
Best rides on the planet, people. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Bobby
so
has
it
done
is
the legwork, but it's
go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah,
go.
let
No,
Bobby go.
you
I was gonna say it's a we haven't quite decided of the ratio, but it is going to be a blend of bourbon and rye. 8.5 by the time it's bottled, 8.5-year-old single barrel rye, and 6 year 100 almost 110 proof bourbon.
Nice.
So those will be mixed up together. We're going to decide the percentages. I love that. Bad Axe. I love it. Look at that.
I'm gonna have to go grab my shirt now.
Madison
Yes.
County.
Oh,
like an old school, like that's like a.
You know what? That just makes me want to.
Look at that.
There we
that.
go. There we go.
That's the Bad Axe rookie card T-shirt right there.
That
You
is
guys
right
Hold up.
there.
You gotta give us a little axe action, man.
Get the axe.
My daughter's sleeping in the room behind me, so
Nice.
what would Bobby buy?
Maybe why
Yeah.
do we have
What
whiskey
would Bobby
six?
buy?
This is the next discussion in our text group.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
All right, and finally, Brandon, do you have a?
Did we get Myron's?
Yeah, Myron went first.
No, Sean went first.
Oh,
What was
Myron,
what was it again?
The bottle you're
No.
hunting? Isn't
Yeah,
that
you
Oh
did,
no. Yeah, I did. I
did.
mistakenly said Brandon's video. It was actually Bourbon Retriever's video where he mentioned the ECBP rye.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
guess what? Myron worked his way back up. I agree with everything he says.
I still don't know what Myron did. We're gonna have to talk about this after the stream's over.
We'll talk after.
I missed
You know
it,
what he
apparently. He knows what he did.
All
Oh,
right.
my.
Brandon,
Am I
do
supposed
you
to
have
have
a
one
rapid fire
question?
question?
Do I? Yeah. How many
What do you got?
rapid fire questions can I ask?
Just
Oh,
one.
just one. All right. As a Chicago boy, is a hot
Okay.
dog a sandwich?
What kind of question is that?
Dude.
Wow. I
I-
feel like, is this like a hotly debated topic in the Midwest? Is that
Yes, it
what's-
is.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Brian, where have you been?
I've never heard this.
Oh
debate
my
before.
God. I'm
I
from
haven't
Brooklyn.
either, and I've been in the
You've
Midwest
never
my
heard
whole
that?
life.
Dude.
I think
I
I
need
maybe
to
heard
open-
it mentioned, but I've never heard it as like a controversial thing. But it is an interesting question.
Oh, yeah.
Is
I'd
it an
like to
open
say a
face
hot dog
sandwich?
is its own thing.
I
I think it's its
agree.
own thing.
And he said that about burgers too, right?
Yeah. Okay,
So
I am gonna say yes. I think it is because it's like a hamburger.
No.
Like it's meat between two pieces of bread.
Buns. That's what
Buns.
she
That's what she said.
I was waiting for it, and then he bailed out and said 2 pieces of bread.
Instead of buns.
All right, who else wants to chime in on this? I didn't know this
Oh.
was a hot topic.
I'm ready.
Bobby, go ahead. Bobby.
I'm going to say technically it is, but no.
Okay.
That's right. I will
feel
never
like
admit
that's
it,
the
even
correct
though it's
answer 'cause
technically.
Brandon did one of these.
That's right. No one will really know.
Okay. Myron, do you have a strong opinion on this? Is the hot dog a sandwich?
Not a strong opinion. I guess looking at it, it could be considered on the face of it an open face sandwich because it opens up and you put the meat on top and that's it.
Oh,
But
boy, Jesus.
I don't know.
Play it, Ben.
That's what she said.
All right.
So
Sean?
So here's the problem. Like if we're calling a hot dog not a sandwich, then neither is hot beef, neither is any sub of any kind is not a sandwich any longer because they're all designed roughly the same.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
Maybe
a V-shaped bread with meat in the center, roughly.
Maybe a hot dog is a sandwich, kind of like bourbon is a whiskey. Like it's an umbrella thing, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a hot dog is its own thing, but it's definitely a form of sandwich for
there's
sure.
certainly a lot of nuances here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that got the visual when you said a V-shaped sandwich with the meat in the middle?
Subway.
Myron,
Giggity. So according just to add to our conversation here, according to Oxford Dictionary, an item of food consisting of 2 pieces of bread with meat, cheese, or other fillings between them, eaten as a light meal, is a sandwich.
Well,
Did you say a white
yes,
meal or a
but
light
no.
meal?
two pieces of bread.
I would like to interject
Ooh.
politely.
1 piece of bread cut into a V.
But so again, if we're saying a hot dog is not a sandwich, then neither is any sub. No subs
No.
are sandwiches anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're subs.
So-
You're thinking about a Subway sub because we have plenty of subs that aren't in a V shape.
I agree with Ben and Bobby. Okay, so when we teach in school, we teach a hot dog and a hamburger fold, right? This is things we teach our kids for foldables. But listen, Brian and I were just doing this a little bit ago. If you fold a hot dog, the bread is not separated. I think what makes the difference between a hot dog, between a sandwich and not a sandwich, is that you cut the bread in half. Like when you do a hamburger,
2 separate pieces
it's
of bread.
2 separate pieces
Yeah,
of
that's
bread.
a good point.
Big Daddy. Check out Big Daddy.
I feel like it's not as good a point as you think it is.
Ben just agreed with me. The redheaded stallion
well, then-
agrees.
I think, Sean, I think you may have disqualified the hot dog and many others from being a sandwich with your dictionary definition.
Yeah, it ends up that all subs,
Dick Death.
the majority of subs, are no longer like a hot beef is no longer a hot beef sandwich. It is a hot beef something else.
Brandon knew
I
how
think
to
every
throw a
hot
wrench
beef
right into
sandwich I've
this
had has
crap.
been between 2 pieces of bread.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, bro.
every hot beef I've had is a split roll. Like it's a roll split with.
Okay.
will say-
Old Humble Distilling's got the best comment to,
Hey,
to just end
Brandon,
this
this
debate.
is the longest we've ever talked about one of these right here. Brandon just threw a
You
wrench in
guys-
this crap right here. This is the longest we've ever
Guys,
gone around.
I don't want to eat anybody's
Yeah.
hot beef.
Brandon's
I love
a
you
friggin'
all, but
arsonist.
I am not eating anybody's hot beef.
As a completely straight man, I can say that hot beef is delicious. But
Yes.
So Brandon, what is
I'm not eating meat curtains or hot beef
Oh,
at any
Jesus.
time.
sign me up for the meat curtains anyway.
Brandon is out.
I
This
love
is the first
it.
time we've ever had a guest walk off.
Where do I sign up for the meat curtain buffet?
Brandon is like, F this, I'm out of here. Brandon, what is the correct answer?
Not meat curtains, that's for sure.
Spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh my God.
It's a hot dog. It's not a sandwich.
That's
Okay.
right. That's
A
the,
hot
that's
dog's
the
its
right
own
answer.
thing.
That's
So then in
right.
that
Okay.
case, you got to call it a taco because it's one
Hold
Right.
on.
piece of bread.
Who doesn't like to eat a taco?
Thank
Oh,
you, Myron. I agree with
Myron is continuing on with the beef curtains.
All right.
Myron has increased the
You know,
hot
I'm a fan
Hey.
of a lot of different buffets, tacos, meat curtains.
Same here,
So
Sean. Same here.
who in here hasn't had a firefighter meal like spaghetti tacos? If you've had spaghetti tacos, is it still a taco?
Hold on. That's a trans taco. That is not a real taco.
And we've officially hit the 2-hour mark.
Myron's really killing it at the end of the episode here. He's
calling it.
And And
What do
we're
you got coming up? Let's talk about
demonetized. Okay, let's start talking about.
There were just certain
Let's
things
start
you wanted to
talking
talk
about-
on.
That's a New England grinder.
Holy shit. Okay. I think
Let's talk.
we
talk about what we
Myron, we just
have
won
coming up.
we just won the internet. Thanks to Myron. So
Get the hell out of here
Look
before I
at Bobby.
lose
cheers to Myron on that one.
Look at Bobby. Look at Bobby.
Ben did it. Ben did it.
Is it safe to come back yet?
Nope. Ben, I need you to say, no, Bobby, I need you to say 12 Hail Marys and 1 Our Father for all this shit that has happened tonight.
Hey, Brandon, I just want to point out, I guarantee when you asked this question, you had no idea it would go here.
I'm ready.
We have officially gone off the rails.
I'm ready.
It is
He's
time
got his rosary. Bobby's got his rosary.
Doesn't mean I like
time.
Kraken. Doesn't mean I like the Skyline chili.
Okay, we're gonna start with
All right.
Brandon. Brandon, what do you got coming up?
Unemployment.
Oh,
Oh, no.
No. I don't know if there's any Patreon members in here, but I've got a surprise barrel pick on the way tomorrow. But after that, I've got two more barrel picks I'm doing next week at Circle City, and then going to West Fork Whiskey in Indiana, and a couple other cool things up my sleeve. So.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Bobby, what about you, brother?
I got just barrel picks, man. Same. Got our barrel pick. I got a couple of my own barrel picks with Corbin Cash, and one comment with Sabbatical. We're going to be talking out there and on Saturday as well with channel and with some local restaurants as well. Going out there with a restaurant owner, hope you get a barrel pick for local restaurants in town. And of course, I got the badaxebourbon.com and the Badax Bourbon Bottle Shop. Go check them out.
Nice.
and he's turned.
All right, Ben, what have you got coming up on the channel?
I honestly, I don't have much planned as far as what my upcoming content is going to be. But on May 16th, it's a Friday night. I'm going to be, this is going to be my first attempt at this. My buddy just recorded a bunch of songs for an acoustic album that he made. He's a musician. And so I'm going to be hosting a live stream that's going to be a live performance, like live musical performance. So I've got the equipment all dialed in, and it's not going to be just like a microphone in the room. It's going to be like instruments plugged into the mixer, everything ran out, soundboard, full thing. So yeah, Friday, May 16th. I haven't come up with the actual post for it yet, but you know, if you guys want to tune in, even if you don't watch the live stream, if you're just hanging out in the garage drinking beer, throw the live stream on, listen to the music, trying to help my buddy promote his music, and then if it goes well, I might start maybe doing some of that kind of stuff a little more often on the channel. So that's kind of a big thing coming up for me.
Ben, am I right in saying that you've done a few small gigs yourself in the past, right?
Yeah, and I probably won't be participating in this one just because I've never tried to run this as a live stream. But in the future, maybe we'll get some. And these are guys that I've played with and done gigs with before.
Yeah,
they're
that's
good
cool,
friends.
man.
So. Yeah, so maybe in the
forward to
future I'll get on there, but yeah, for now it's just going to be them.
Cool. Sean, what about you? You streaming this weekend?
My life is in chaos right now, as some of you know. Right now I'm working on Freedom and Peace. Anyway, but maybe is the answer to streaming.
I don't know about this.
We'll talk after.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cool.
Myron, what about you, brother?
So bourbondropstore.com, you can get the t-shirts, you can get the hoodies, you can get the new flasks that I just released, so you can see those on bourbondropstore.com. Take those to the golf course for all my golfers out there. Also, if any of the people watching tonight are local, the S&W pick, the pick that I did with S&W, it is finally here. So go down there.
Nice.
It is a Maker's Mark pick, and it does not drink like any Maker's Mark you've ever had. It is the most cherry
Thank goodness.
Maker's Mark that you could
cherry forward.
Yeah.
Nice.
I want it. I want it, Myron.
We're gonna need one of those, Myron.
I'm gonna have to give you guys. I'm gonna have to send you guys some samples to
Heck
see if you like it because, in my opinion, like the first night I cracked it, because it's actually spicier than it was. If you guys don't know how Maker's Mark does their pick, they take the staves and then you mix them up on the table. As long as you've got 10, they pour those into a beaker, right? and then you kind of have an idea of what you're picking, but you haven't tasted the actual whiskey until they go to the warehouse and they pick it and then they blend it the way you blended it on the table. But anyway, trying to keep this short. So this came out a little spicier than what we picked, but it drinks more like a high rye bourbon with a cherry note and a little bit of that Maker's vanilla, like Krispy Kreme note in the background. It is, to me, it is one of the best. Yeah.
All right.
I agree
sounds
with
great.
I
Yeah.
agree with Myron's pick.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, and on Bourbon School, we have we're starting Bourbon or Bullshit on Monday.
I'm so excited about it.
This will be a good one. Yeah, we're going to test out all these things that people say about bourbon. We're going to test them out and find out if they are bullshit or not. We're going to live stream next Thursday.
You and I.
You and I,
And
yes.
perhaps Lauren. We're going to always offer it to her, but
Yeah.
if she's not available,
She's
and
a
I
busy
will do
lady.
it. Yep.
Busy lady. And we actually are going to be teaming up with barrelshop.com.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be doing some reviews of some of their picks. They're sending us some of their picks to test out, do a review of, and
we have a coupon
they're also
code.
going to offer a discount code for our viewers. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be coming whenever the bottles get here. And I told them we're going to be very honest. if we don't like them, we're going to probably just say it straight up.
If none of you have learned this about me yet, I am nothing but if not
Yeah.
honest.
But they've been very cool. And like I said, we'll try some of their picks. They want to try to get more eyeballs on kind of what they have to offer. It is actually a great shop. We've ordered from them. They have good prices. We've had a group of people here order from them, and I mean, it's legit. I mean, we've gotten all the bottles, and they're really decent prices. So check out barrelshop.com, and that's kind of all we have going here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just want to say very cool, Brian, because I know we talked about this in the group chat, and I'm glad that has worked out for you guys.
Yeah, it worked out. It's kind of been a slow back and forth, but we worked it out this week, so it should be fun just to test the waters a little bit.
And I
so.
always, I want to thank the Whiskey Six for having me be part of the
Yes.
channel.
And thank you all for.
You don't need to
sorry.
keep saying that, Marianne. You're part
I
of the
know.
crew.
I know you say that all the time, but I still appreciate being part of the group. Thank you.
So thank you all for watching. If you're not subscribed to the Whiskey Six, please do that. Like Bobby and Sean mentioned tonight, we do have a pick coming up. We are going to have a Patreon, and the Patreons are going to kind of be the first crack at the pick. So you're going to want to make sure you join that. We'll have details of that coming, but you got to subscribe to the channel to get those updates. And then also please subscribe to and support all these channels here: Whiskey Wars, Mash and Metal, Bourbon Note, Bourbon Drop, Bad X Bourbon, Whiskey Weather, and Bourbon School, if you are so inclined. So thank you all for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks, which is like the 22nd, I think, May 22nd.
Right before our daughter graduates high school.
No, this is May still.
Well,
right before Memorial Day.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back May 22nd. Not 100% on the guest yet. We got a couple irons in the fire, so we'll look for that to come out. I'll put it up on Bourbon School, and I'll tag everybody.
I hope
so
it's
it'll show
the
up
big
on
one.
there.
I hope it's the big one.
Pictures as well.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I really
hey,
do.
Real quick, too.
Literally.
DRC. Chris Jenkins had posted in the chat that DRC was 2 away from hitting 400. So let's get some subs out there for DRC.
Yeah, man.
Go subscribe to Dirty RC Bar. Subscribe to all the channels you saw in the chat: Old Humble, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts, and any other channels we had in the chat.
And
Go take care of them.
Chris Jenkins he's redoing his channel. He said he was going to be redone in May. Right now. So Chris Jenkins, make sure you sub to Chris Jenkins too.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
always supporting.
And Joe, I'll be in touch. We want to have you on, brother. So I'll shoot an email to you, and we'll get a date for you to come on the Whiskey Six. So everybody, thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate
Thanks
you.
for
brother.
having me. Thanks
All
for
right.
having
What
me.
a great night.
Guys, have
Right
a
on,
great
right on.
night. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and cheers, everybody.
Cheers, people.
Cheers.